You found the coolest place to be, the PlayStation Collecting Center. Come on, won't you stay with me? Welcome to the show. Gather around the boys and girls, collectors from around the world. Let's show the people what they need to know. Welcome to the show. Gonna talk to guests, only got the best. Gonna put their knowledge to the test. Gonna laugh and eat, gonna listen, treat, gonna show you things you've never seen. Gonna sing the song to the break it down. Gonna rock this party all night long. So come on everybody, let me see you dance. Get yourself ready, you got one more chance. You found the coolest place to be, the PlayStation Collecting Center. Come on, won't you stay with me? Welcome to the show. Gather around the boys and girls, collectors from around the world. Let's show the people what they need to know. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show.
Hey.
Hey, welcome to the show. It's the PlayStation Collectors Podcast, Season 4, Episode 16. My name is Joe Rad. Joining us today, all the way from Australia, Mr. Figsy. How you doing, buddy?
How's it going, guys? Welcome in.
And our special guest / co-host, Mr. Radical Reggie. How you doing, brother?
Their theme, man. That was throws me off.
Dude, it's so good. For a minute, I was like, maybe I should write Reggie like a little music thingy, but then I'm like, I don't know.
Dude, you know what people said about the theme? They said it's like a sad theme or something like that. I'm like, what are you guys talking about? Like with the footage I'm showing and all that stuff, this is a relaxing theme, but
I thought it was it's just chill.
At this point, if I close my eyes and hear that, I just see Reggie. So,
well, there you go. But yeah, man, glad to be back. A lot to talk about this episode, man. I have a lot of stuff I want to ask you guys with the PlayStation 5 Pro, which we haven't talked about. At least I haven't talked about with you guys. Of course, pickups as usual. Yeah, I know, right? Yeah, but I've been very opinionated too. I kind of opened up about my opinions on a couple of videos recently. GameStop Retro, PlayStation Pro, PlayStation Anniversary. Ooh, a lot of stuff going on, man. So yeah, glad to be back.
A lot of dodgy stuff going on. So
speaking of dodgy stuff, and what do you guys think of this thumbnail?
You know, it's funny. It gives me a Halloween 3 vibe in a way. I just
you like that with the Shamrock mask, man.
I love that one, man, because like the main character, I forgot his name just now, but he's funny. He's a good main.
Yeah, I always enjoyed it because it actually went into like real Halloween lore and everything, the Sam Hain stuff and everything. Like
that's cool.
Yeah, it was always a cool movie. I mean, it was weird.
Very weird. I mean, the robot
like a straight to VHS movie, but it wasn't. It was like a full on sequel in the middle of the whole franchise. So,
well, it had that like the aspect where it doesn't answer a lot of questions or any questions at all. You know, I still have questions on what happened to the girl, you know, and just other stuff, man. But it's a solid movie. It's a solid movie. Should have been called something else, though.
Agreed.
Yeah.
How cool would it be to get like a sequel to that? Like out of nowhere, they're like Halloween 3, 2. Why not? We've had enough stupid naming.
Well, if it was made today, it would be crap, unfortunately.
I mean, I think horror movies is one of the only genres that's sort of invulnerable to bullshit. You know what I mean? Because like most of the movies are messed up, and like I don't know. I don't know. I don't feel like horror movies have been as ruined as other aspects of entertainment.
Yeah, that's
not fair. Maybe there's still some good ones that come out. You guys see? I heard Terrifier 3 is absolutely disgusting.
Man, I barely got through the first one.
Yeah, those movies are absolutely disgusting. And those ones are weird too because there's just like no point to what it's just messed up. Like you don't even know why any of this is happening. This is a mad clown. He's just pissed.
Yeah, if he gets to staring at you, it's pretty much a wrap for you.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think I can be friends with that guy and have him not kill me.
Yeah?
Yeah, I think me and him we get along. I don't think other people just understand him. You know what I mean? I just make some balloon animals real quick. He'd be like, all right, pretty cool. Why not? So, yeah, there's a lot going on. Well, I did want to ask you, how was the Portland Retro Gaming Expo? How was it? You just got back from that, right?
Yeah, dude, I'm still recovering. It was insane, dude. Like 4 days of madness, fun madness. Even with my time there, man, I still wasn't able to see it all, which I was like, damn, dude, I thought I was going to see everything. But there was like awesome deals, people wanting to sell stuff, not everybody wanting top dollar, and all that stuff. People were accepting trades. There was like damn near 300 vendors there. So it was like, just like, dude, if somebody didn't give you something like for a good deal, you were going to find it somewhere else too. So there was that going on. I found almost half of my wish list there.
Nice.
Most of my wish list are commons. So, a lot of people didn't bring some of the stuff because they want to sell like, more of the higher end stuff, which is totally fine. But my friends enjoyed it. They got to enjoy it. That was a good experience for them, which is what I wanted. The free play arcade was insane as usual. It says I even sold there this year. I got to sell some. I almost sold out all my stuff. I only had like 4 items left at the end, and then I ended up trading them. No, I actually kept one. But yeah, it was just insane, dude. There was so much there going on. I just wish that I got around a little bit more. But at the same time, I was kind of tied to one area and everything. So, it's just like the day just went by fast. It was just like, it's overwhelming, but in a good way. Very happy I went this year. And I've been going there ever since 2011. So over 10 years now.
Crazy.
Reggie, I heard that there was a bit of drama with a YouTube prankster pulling a fire alarm.
Oh, yeah. So what ended up happening on Saturday, they said there was some kind of like some fire that got intense and it got to the fire alarm or whatever like that. There's 2 stories. Somebody pulled it or the alarm went off in the kitchen or whatever like that. Whatever happened, the protocols for them to like kind of like, have people go outside was very messed up. They should have let the vendors stay inside the building, and
that's what I wanted to talk about. Yeah.
Yeah. The guests and all the people who pay, they're the ones that should have went outside. What ended up happening is that they tried to evacuate everybody. And high dollar items got stolen. Like there's a Hagane got stolen. I think a Silent Hill 2
really
got stolen. Yeah, somebody was aiming for the Hagane, and they were forcing the vendors to leave. Some vendors hid under the table that they weren't leaving their stuff because you're not insured. They're not going to cover down for you if something ends up stolen. That's on you. So
yeah, and it's not hundreds of dollars. We're talking tens of thousands of dollars of items. Like
exactly. So all your stuff is left vulnerable or whatever like that. So. Some vendors were able to protect their stuff. Obviously, some were not. And I remember the guy, he was posting in the Portland Retro Gaming forum, and he was just saying like, yeah, my Hagane got stolen. And somebody else said Silent Hill 2 got stolen. A couple other items got stolen that didn't really get brought up too much, but the Hagane was the main because that's one of the most expensive Super Nintendo games out there.
Thousands.
So
I was reading in comments that this was a planned attack.
100%.
This is going to happen more in the future and blah, 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 which is quite concerning when you've got events like this. Is there going to be hired security in case of events like this or different things? It's quite concerning. Yeah,
what you're going to have to do, I mean, your stuff is always getting eyed nowadays. Like the more people at these events and the high dollar stuff, I mean, people are going to target you. They're going to either try to distract you with somebody else, all kind of stuff. This was an easy opportunity for them because they didn't have the right protocols going on. What I would say, if this ever happened again, which it will, because fire alarms have been pulled at other events too, you gotta stay with your stuff, man. I mean, they're gonna have to either they force you out and they force you out with your stuff in hand or whatever like that. You lock your stuff up somehow, have cameras there. Yes, you're gonna have to have cameras on your stuff at a convention. You just gotta protect yourself, man. So. I don't know, man. It's kind of sad to think about this stuff, but it's just that's what's going on and everything. So,
well, the sad thing is, if this happens 50 times, one of them might be a real fire, And if people are hiding under the tables, then people are assuming that it's been evacuated. We could have a real tragedy, which is quite concerning.
Well, these people hiding under the tables, I think they're hiding because they think their stuff's going to get jacked. If a real fire is happening, they're going to grab their stuff and run out too. But at the same time, it's just really sad to think because that guy was really banking on that Hagane. He's probably trying to feed his family, whatever like that.
For real,
got rent to pay.
Big loss.
And someone just snags that, and people acting like video games like gold and jewelry and stuff, man. I was like, Jesus Christ, man, just video games. But
when they're worth 4 figures, they basically are. You know, the tiny items are worth so much money. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's insane, man. Luckily for me, man, I bring items and no one knows what they are. You know, I always have obscure stuff, so they're like, oh, this is not. I don't know if this is valuable or not. You know, so I'm kind of safe in that regard. But yeah, if I had a high dollar item like that, man, it's going with me wherever I go. I'm not leaving it overnight. You know, I'm not doing any of this stuff because just people are just insane. For video.
Why? I don't know if you guys ever get nervous about your collections and stuff like that, but like I have some German Shepherds, and I feel much better about it. That's the way to go. That's the way to go. Anyone comes within 30 yards of my house, it's like they're just like, yeah, nah.
So I moved from an unsafe town to a safe town, so it's completely different feeling going to bed at night. And
yeah, definitely, man.
Cameras set up still and different things like that, dogs and fences, and just being in a safer town that you don't wake up every morning, go on Facebook and see that 10 cars are stolen. That's a good feeling.
Yeah, I really had a great feeling. I can't believe I didn't do this years ago, but like once I got a camera system, I felt great, man, because it's all hooked up to the police department and everything. If I'm gone somewhere, I could check on things through my phone. That's great. I'm shocked that I didn't do it sooner.
Yeah, and just for deliveries and stuff is great. Like my cameras have got a speaker function, so I instantly get a notification when someone's here. If I'm out and about, I can talk to them and be like, "Hey, you can just leave it at the front door. Blah blah blah. I'll be home in a minute." And it's great. I can talk to my dog through the camera system. Stop barking! Shut up! I haven't done that, and she's like,
"Oh man, that's crazy." But yeah, man, the event was a lot of fun. I got a lot of stuff, so you guys will see in the pickups. I'm gonna show you guys something in this pickups that I haven't shown anybody else.
Oh, hell yeah.
Which is exciting.
Which is pretty cool. I'll just say it's Super Smash Brothers related. Yeah, something really cool there. I don't even play Smash Brothers, but I had to get this item, and luckily I was able to get it like pretty fast, because if somebody else saw it, I think they would have snagged it. But we had people there selling their entire collections. One of my friends, Terry, he had his whole NES collection there for sale. So like my friend Elvis was getting like a lot of games from there that he needed. And it's just like this. It's hard to describe how amazing that this event is. It's probably one of the best shows I've ever been to, and that's one of the reasons why I don't care about going to too many shows, because I go to Game On Expo in Portland, and that's all I need. I don't really need to go to any other events. You know what I mean? But there are some other events I'm going to. The Torque Show, which I'm excited about too. This might be my second time there, but Portland is like, whoa, dude! Like, it's just really, you have to experience it for yourself, and then you'll understand where I'm coming from. Why I can't really describe how it is being at that event,
So would you say that the interest in physical media seems to be dying down?
Hell no. It's stronger than ever, dude.
That's what I've been trying to tell everybody. Like,
it's stronger than ever.
I see these people online, digital, nobody wants games. I'm like, bro, I don't know where you go, but when I see these conventions, they're packed and the prices are freaking through the fucking roof, boy. Like, what are you talking about?
And there's events going on like monthly, and just in different states or whatever like that. So depending on how you are with your job or whatever like that and travel, I mean, you could go to an event like every month and find stuff, So yeah, man.
We're in an interesting time. I find media is also more expensive than it's ever been, because it's less and less of it's in shops anymore. It's all on the secondary market, and so many people want it. So apart from the stuff that no one wants, everything's just becoming expensive today. Like I've started picking up CDs, and I'm like, oh, I really want to get my old CDs, and I've looked them up online, and they're so expensive. Like I don't want to pay $30 for a new hobby that I'm into. $5 each would be cool, or $10.
Yeah.
But I know as an eBay seller, like they have to sell it at like $7.50 to even make a profit, which I want to pay $1 each. So it's like, the numbers don't add up.
Yeah, Figsy, this event is like perfect for that type of stuff. You have people bringing all kinds of. We had people selling VHS tapes, laser discs, CDs. We were stacking up, man. I mean, like whatever, like anything like old school retro you were looking for, it was going to be there, dude. We had over 300 vendors at this
comic
show.
books, stuff like that.
Comic books were there. It was just like, dude, man, like it was so overwhelming, dude. Like I'm so glad I had a list with me, to let me know what I was looking for, to remind me, because the excitement will make you forget everything. And the only bad thing I can say about the event is that I did accidentally buy a game that I already had, which actually kind of like trade, but I couldn't believe that happened to me. It was a game I just got too, but
that's the worst. No, that's the worst. When it's like still in your palm to put away on the shelf.
Yeah, man. I was like, what the heck? How did this happen, dude? Like, you got to be kidding me. But I'll show you guys that in the pickup and everything like that. I did want to ask you guys. Oh, go ahead.
No, I said I can't laugh because remember I showed you got that Shadow and the Ninja game for Switch or whatever. Yeah. I was looking through my Strictly Limited pre-orders the other day, and I had pre-ordered it from them. I totally forgot. I was like, fuck.
That kind of is different though because you haven't got it yet. So.
True. So I can't actually play this copy, which is much an improvement to my situation. But yeah,
it's on Amazon too. I think NN Games has it for a standard edition for sale. That game is hard, man. I was struggling. Jeez.
I haven't tried it yet. I've been playing the new Contra Galuga. Whatever.
Ooh, okay.
Galuga.
You know what I've been playing? The Iron Meat game, dude. The Iron Meat game is sick, dude.
I was
surprised.
I ordered it. I'm from VGP and I'm just waiting, but they haven't shipped them yet. I don't know what's going on.
They're not joking when they say Iron Meat, dude. It's like there's some kind of like this mixture of metal robots and flesh, dude, in this game with the monsters you fight. It's like, dude, this is insane, but it's so good. And I haven't played the Contra, the game you're talking about, this one.
Yeah. Oh, you got the cool cover, you bastard.
Yeah, man. Everybody was looking for this cover there because Limited Run was at the event. So as soon as I saw it, I was like, great, I could grab some Limited Run games I've been looking for. I found a couple, which I'll show you guys in a bit.
Yep.
But Limited Run, when they come to these shows, man, they got to bring some of the good stuff too, man. They had like some of the stuff they were just kind of like, I felt like we're kind of like leftovers in a way. I mean, it was good stuff, but I felt like they could have brought a lot more, but they did sell, man. And got a bunch of cool stuff to show you guys towards our pickups part. My pickups part, I'm going to try, when we get to that part, I'm going to try to make it like no longer than 15 minutes. I got a lot to go through, but I promise it'll be entertaining. Well, I won't bore you guys.
No, you got a lot of stuff, man. You can take your time. But yeah, I've been the Contra game's good.
Okay.
I played it on the Switch, and it's not the best on the Switch.
So you should play on a stronger system.
Yeah, it's definitely a little choppy. The frame rate's not as it's not that smooth. It doesn't. I don't know. For a game made by Way Forward, I was a little disappointed. I expect them to have like a little better, smoother games.
2D sprites, maybe.
Yeah. I'll be honest. Yeah, I wasn't. So I didn't love the art style, but the game itself is fun. The level design's decent. There's a lot of callbacks to the old games and stuff like that. I think my biggest disappointment with it, to be honest with you, though, is the music is wrong.
Oh, that's not good.
It's not right. It's not Contra-y at all. Like it sounds like Conan music. It's like all horns and shit. Like I'm like, what the fuck is this? That's not what Contra is. That's just fucking fire, man. Like I don't know. It wasn't getting my juices flowing.
It probably was a bit rushed, man. I mean, Contra is 2D sprites, man. So I feel like what they did with Contra 4, even though that game was hard as hell, they got to go with sprites when it comes to these type of games. Because I look at something like Iron Meat, dude. This is where it's at, dude. Like this is like Iron Meat and what's the other game? Blazing Chrome.
Yeah,
those are true like successors to the Contra series. Not even the newer Contra games I feel are like our successors. Even though I haven't played this one yet. I mean, the one before it wasn't even a Contra game, but they slapped the title on it to kind of like make money off the IP, which I was still annoyed about. But
Hard Corp or whatever it was called, or Rogue Corps or something.
Yeah, I was like, what is this, man? You guys just slapped the Contra name onto a generic game and think people are gonna go for it. I was like, get out of here with this crap. But,
it'll still sell though, unfortunately. Like the name is big enough to get 5 million sales regardless of what the game is.
Right.
I mean, I bought it. I was like Contra, yay! And then it was.
When's the last time you played it?
Oh, I played it the one time I played it, like once. I think I played it one time. I never went back to it.
I mean, I understand.
I'm playing through my game of the 2024 game of the year. It's Core Keeper. If you haven't played it, it's amazing. Check it out. And it gets a physical the 28th of this month. So I've pre-ordered it on PS4 and Switch. It's getting a PS4 copy. So like I want to support PS4 games. Like I don't rarely pre-order, but I'm pre-ordering this so that I don't cancel it.
Yeah, Figsy, PS4 stuff, man, like they're trying to obviously push it out because they're like, when it comes to indie games, they'll make a Switch copy, then they'll make a PS5 copy when they could easily make a PS4 copy. From what I was told by developers is that people are like skipping over the PS4 copies and going for PS5 or whatever like that, which I thought was insane because the install base for the PS4 is like so big. But that's what's going on. And it's just like, dude, some of these games are just gonna be really rare. Like I think Video Games New York Soft, they had that game called Risk System. That's gonna be their last PS4 game. I think that's gonna be a sought after game in the future when that finally sells out from them. You know, I will always.
We know it's gonna happen. All we have to do is look at some of the late release PS2, PS3 games.
Yep.
They're cheap on the PS4, expensive on the PS3, or cheap on the PS3, expensive on the PS2. So you know it's going to happen. You know for a fact that the full collectors out there are going to be going for full sets, and then they release limited versions of one system and a ton on another. It's going to force the price up.
Yeah, 100%. I just don't understand why people don't get because the PS5 is backwards compatible. So I figure like get the PS4 version, then you got the PS5. You know what I'm saying? Like you can play on two different systems, but I guess people don't look at it that way, you know. So,
but I look at it two ways. I look at it, if I miss out on something, I'm not going to go back and buy the expensive version. I'll just get the PS5 version later on, because I'm not going for a full PS4 set. So as long as it's getting a release, that's the main thing. I prefer the PS4 version, but I'm not going to overpay for it.
Going for a full PS4 set, man. That's oh my god, that sounds so scary. With so many games coming out for that system.
You know what release blew me away? Did you guys see the new Star Wars Survivor game? I think it is that got
like $150 or something.
No, that's Outlaws.
Okay,
that's the Ubisoft game. No.
Outlaws is that lame one that everybody's complaining about.
Yeah, no, I'm not talking about that. The Survivor, I think it was. There's two games in the series: this Fallen Order and then Survivor, I think. And the PS5 version wasn't complete on disc and requires a download to play the game. So the disc version kind of sucks for PS5. But they came out with recently they just like decided to put out a PS4 version like way after the fact. Like it's been so long. I don't know, just like randomly they're like, "Hey, look, there's a PS4 version." And it's 2 discs. And it's like complete. And you don't, yeah, isn't that weird to me that like I don't know, it got released on the PS5 and then like all this time later, like the actual good preserved version gets released on the PS4. So I'm like, oh, it's kind of cool. So you want to keep your eye out for that one. Although it's like not cheap. It's not on sale. Like you can get the PS5 copy super cheap, but the PS4 one's actually kind of expensive.
But that's the thing where you'd almost want to pay for the version that's all on the disc rather than paying for a fucking download code.
100%. Yeah, the same thing happened with Mortal Kombat. God, I don't remember which one. Is it 10 or XL? I remember one of them. I think it was 10. The PS4 version had the 2 disc and was complete on the disc, like the Ultimate Edition or whatever. It's weird how they do that. But yeah,
speaking of Ultimate Editions, it's just the limited run, just re-released.
Dude, this is about to bring that up. Horrible. Joe,
did you see the comments? How pissed off people were at how out of touch limited run are with their fans. Yeah. Like, there's so many people. I just bought the last one. You're making me buy it again? Is there going to be another one down the line that's complete? Like, just piss off your fans enough. Like, seriously.
Yeah,
it's just a money grab at this point.
The characters in it, I remember back in the day as a kid, so it's kind of weird they put her as a character and Gecko, the Gecko dude, I forgot his whole name. It's just like, I'm not buying that game again just for 2 characters, man. Like, get out of here, I'm tired of companies doing that, man. Like, it's just like minimal extras, and then they want you to make another physical for it, and then they're making a collector's edition for it too.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, it's just like, come on, man. Like, move on to the next game or something like that. It just doesn't make any sense.
It's almost like this was planned at the start. Let's milk this and let's re-release it 5 times and get as much money as we can.
Listen, Ninja Turtles is like one of those franchises like Pokemon or Zelda or Link, or it just prints money, man. If you release Ninja Turtles, anything, you have a built-in audience of like rabid Ninja Turtle collectors, so that's what they're doing. They're milking that nostalgia for the people who like the Ninja Turtles, who want all the Ninja Turtle stuff. I mean, I get it. It's just it's evil.
They're not making a PS4 version though. Did you notice?
No, the
Yeah, it's
Ultimate
only
Edition.
Switch and PS5. PS4.
That actually irritates me. Now that's annoying as fuck because I have the original one. I never bought the second one with the little bunny on it or whatever, the anniversary edition or whatever it is. I didn't. And now that's going to be the most definitive PS4 version. So I kind of I'll have to get both if I want to have both good versions.
The characters only cost like a couple extra bucks. So I don't mind. Like if I really want them, I'll pay those for my version of it. You know.
Yeah.
I think the version that we got, Joe, really added a lot of extras with the Dimension X episodes that you could go through. That's kind of cool. But this one just adding just 2 extra characters and I think some kind of soundtrack mode is like, get out of here, man. Like this, not doing it.
No, I'm
tired of it.
So, yeah. So I don't know. I'm in a way like I'm glad because I don't know. The reason I like doing this show and I like talking about this stuff is if you're just a consumer and you get all frustrated about this shit, you like almost wonder like, am I the only one who's this pissed about all this? You know what I mean? It's so nice to be like, no, man, everybody else is just as irritated.
I am happy though about them releasing what's this game here? Penny's Big Breakaway.
That's
physical.
That 3D platformer looks really good.
But it's getting a physical can play Asia, so I'm not really worried about limited run. The one game I am happy about is the one you showed me was Azure Striker Gunvolt 3 for PS4 and PS5 getting released by limited run. This is going to be the full version of the game because it came with free story DLC later on. But now this will be embedded on the disc for the PS4 and PS5. So I definitely will get that because Azure Striker Gunvolt 3 is probably the best one in the series. And I don't know if you played the game, dude. It's fun, man. Like,
I've been trying to pick up the first one for a while. It's expensive.
Which one?
The first one. Oh, it got a PS4 release over here.
Oh, that's right. Because the first one comes with the second one, like in this kind of like this collection thing.
Whatever,
yeah. I knew that's going to be an expensive game, man. People were sleeping on that, man, and now it's gone up in price.
That's the reason I got it. I was watching your video like years ago. You were like, "This, if you like,"
I put it on a list.
Gotta get
I'm like, I'll get it when it has a price drop, and it's only gone the other way.
60 frames per second and all that good stuff, man. But yeah, now I don't even see it here in America anymore. So yeah, it's definitely one of the ones that have gone up. But limited run seems to be bringing some cool games with those ones I just mentioned. Also, the Castlevania Dominus, what's it called? That collection. Something collection. We're getting the DS games. I wish they didn't skip out on the PS4, man, because I feel like those games would have been better suited on the PS4. They're trying. You see how they're trying to skip PS4 to PS5?
Yeah, it makes no sense because it's like they've done 600 PS4 games at this point. It's their main set. Yeah, just put it on that system. People will buy this stuff in 10 years' time just because the PS5 is out. You can sell it to your audience, and they'll still buy it on PS4.
Yeah.
I honestly think once consoles don't have disc drives anymore, you'll see these companies start releasing PS4 games again, PS5 games again.
Yeah, speaking of no disc drives, man, what did you guys think when you first saw the PS5 Pro no disc drive? Buy it separately.
When I first saw it, it was a big fat no for me.
Yeah.
The only reason I was interested in it was the 30th anniversary, but unless you're paying eBay prices or you're the luckiest person in the world, you're not getting one. So.
Yeah, with that, dude, I think Sony dropped the ball with that, man, because the celebrating 30 years of PlayStation should have been really special. Like they should have sold that anniversary edition of PlayStation for like a couple of months or a year or something like that. That would have really helped celebrate it. But making it limited, I mean, I guess I get it from a collector standpoint, but they just really kind of dropped the ball, like thinking their fans, being a part of supporting them for 30 years and everything like that. And now you're seeing what's happening with the scalpers. Like they were selling a PS5 Pro anniversary edition, like a pre-order for like $6,000 on eBay. I saw
I've seen eBay are actually removing listings. I think eBay's terms of service says you're not allowed to scalp a product before it's officially been released. Which only means once it's officially been released, they'll go back up on eBay.
They'll go back up on eBay. Yeah, that was just a way for people to secure their system, I guess. Because I was talking to Jason about this. He said, "Yeah, people will easily buy those systems for that price because, some people, money's no object to them. So they figure they can secure a system like that. Boom, pay that $6,000.
You don't want it? I'll take it off you. I still want it. I didn't get anything. So send me a message.
I think Sony should at least like created some kind of plates for the fans that already had the PS5. You know what I mean? Like something to celebrate, you know, the anniversary or whatever like that. That would have been cool. You know, I thought. But when it comes down to it, man, I like my disc-based system, and this is the PS5 that I'm probably gonna. This is probably gonna be the only one I have because I don't think Sony's gonna have any games in time for the Pro that really pushes that system either. You know, it's just too late. We're 4 years into the life cycle of the system. You know, I'm pretty sure they've been already developing the PS6 for a few years now. So, you know, I don't know if this PS5 Pro is really going to have anything significant that really impresses us. Like, wow, this is why you should get a PS5 Pro. Like, oh my God, there's nothing out there that's going to do that at this late.
There's nothing a discussion between a group that I'm in, and someone was watching a video on TikTok, and it was comparing the PS5. It was comparing a PS4 to a PS5 Pro, and there wasn't much of a difference. And he's like, I don't understand the difference. And I said that, like, to see the difference, you need to watch it on a 4K monitor. And, like, that's what it's for, right? If you're using old technology, there's absolutely no point.
With the right,
this PS5 Pro is for someone who's got, you know, a $2,000 TV or a $1,500 monitor and has all that technology and is actually going to use it. Otherwise, there's absolutely no point.
So one of the things that
sounds good. Also, Ken,
bothered me about the whole thing is I don't even mind, you know, them doing the limited release for the Pro, but like, why not just throw a fucking set of plates up that people can order that aren't numbered and aren't limited, and just let people order plates too? Like, the one of the biggest disappointments of the PS5 generation to me is the whole concept that they added those plates, which I think is cool, and then they came out with like 2. I mean, there's all the colors. Don't get me wrong. They have you can get the blue and the pink and the purple and the red. They have all the colors. But like the cool, like special editions or whatever, there's like Spider-Man and I think Final Fantasy. Is that it?
Joe, what about the new plates that they just announced that won't fit on the Slim and won't fit on the Pro, and like they're not for every console, you know? That's another controversy. They're being sold over here and they don't actually say which console they're for.
I don't know what that controversy is. I saw that there's new plates. I thought they were for the Slim and for the Pro.
EB Games had them for sale, and they couldn't actually say which console they were for.
Well, that's just hilarious. Well, the other thing too is like I find it irritating that like it seems like they're not going to make plates for the old ones anymore. They're just not doing that. And like, why can't I get a set of 30th anniversary plates for my original PS5? Like, why? I collect plates, Sony, for that console. I have like 8 of them. I have like every fucking color. So it's
why stop? The fact that they're selling a limited number, like, look, I'm not the biggest limited run fan, but the way they do their pre-orders is great. Put it up for a month, see how many people want it. It stops the scalpers. Everyone who wants one gets one. There's enough time to order it. Like then put the production line a couple of months back. Like Sony could have sold fucking 500,000 of these things.
Yeah.
Like at $1,500 a pop, whatever the price was. You know, I think they're $850 in the US or
$1,000 for the bundle.
Yeah, but they could have sold as many as they wanted. But no, 12,000. You know how many we got in Australia? 250. What a fucking joke. 250 for a country that has, you know, 30 million people, where like, you know, millions of PS5s have been sold. Like, what a joke. And then half of them are on eBay. Like, come on.
Yeah, and it's not really fun. That's not really celebrating anything, in my opinion. I don't know. I don't like how it was done. Did you see what they did in Japan, though? They did
Japan was great. Follow suit. Amazing.
Like, yeah, so they made it so like if you wanted to pre-order one in Japan, you had to have a PSN account and you had to have played for a certain amount of hours or something like that, wasn't it? You have to prove you played 60 hours or something, 30 to 60 hours of PlayStation 4. There was some sort of like game.
Which we've all played thousands of hours, but guess what? There's scalpers out there who never would have touched it.
Well,
it's just taking them out, which is perfect.
Yeah, and it also, because you know there's people with sophisticated fake accounts and bots and stuff that are trying to fool the system, and hopefully that would get rid of their ability to easily make 20 accounts at least. You know what I mean? You know, they'd have to sit there and play for 30 hours on each account. You try to do it or something, which maybe they would. I don't know. Maybe there's no stop.
But when they do it a week before, you know, it almost makes it like impossible. Are you going to spend a week playing games just to be able to make a bit of money?
I know, right? Just that hustle, that flex. You know, I do like the PS5 controller though. I think I don't know if those are going to be widely available. You know, but I think those would be cool to probably pick up if I want to actually.
Yeah, I love that controller. Yeah, unfortunately missed out on it as well. It looks great.
Controllers have been impressing me for a little bit, Figsy. Like I saw the Astrobot controller. I was like, dude, that's cool. I went to go buy one. Of course, cheap ass gamer had put it up, and I think it was up for like 30 minutes. Already sold out. I was like, geez, dude, people really want these controllers. But that one in the classic PlayStation controller, I think I'm going to try to go after it become.
So I was able to get two of the controllers.
Nice, Joe.
From Walmart, and then I actually did. Yeah. So when everybody was crashing out on the website, on Sony's website, I was just like,
"You've been having good luck."
Yo, Wario64, I think somebody on Twitter was like, "Hey, yo, Walmart's got the controller," and I was like, "Boop, instant buy too." I didn't wait 1 second. I knew. I'm like, I don't care if they made 5 million of these fucking things. I'm ordering mine now because they will sell out, and they did, and they're gonna go back up for sale, just so you know.
Yeah,
like there's like it's November 7th, I think, maybe.
Right.
I think that's the date. So if you go on Target, Walmart, Amazon, all that, they have pre-order slots for the controllers and stuff. They're just not live yet. So you will be.
I'm going to put your address in, Joe, and try and get one that way because they're all gone here.
you should be able to hopefully get. I don't know how. I mean, I think they'll sell out again. I do think they will. But you'll have a chance.
Maybe Sony won't make them limited. You know, with the popularity of Astrobot right now, because everybody's telling me to play that game and everything. So as long as Astrobot's selling, I don't think they'll keep selling those controllers with it. With the classic controller, I don't know about that one, how limited that's going to be, or if it is going to be limited. But yeah, those are definitely two I'll be targeting in the future, man. You know, it's funny. I actually already have 2 PlayStation 5 controllers, so.
I have more than that, dude.
I've got 2 as well. They both have stick drift. Like I always look after my controllers, never throw them. All my PS4 controllers are fine, but both my PS5 controllers have got stiff drift, and it's like, ugh.
Wow, dude. Wow.
One of my friends, he got his PS5 controller had mad stick drift, like brand new out of the box. It was bullshit.
Well, Joe, the reason behind that is what's catched on is people are getting it. They're going to buy a new controller, putting their old one in the box, returning it, and Walmart selling return controllers that don't work. And that's like, it's a scam that's online. It's been going on for years, you know.
It's bullshit, man.
Yeah.
So the one thing I did, so after I got my controllers, I wanted a Portal too. I thought the Portal, the 30th
it looks
anniversary,
it was definitely Jason's video on that thing really opened my eyes to it, man. I was like, I don't know, but I would have loved to have that thing when I was out of town. When I was itching to play Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. I could have been playing it over like out of town. That would have been perfect for me, dude. So yeah, that thing is really cool, man. I think I'm gonna get one now.
It's pretty fun. I mean, it's not for everybody, but if it's something that you would use, and yeah, it's good. I enjoy it. I have reasons that I like it.
Yep.
So I got scared. I got scared because I was like, oh, the Portals will come to retail too, right? And then I'm like, is that right? I'm like looking around, and I'm like, I don't see them for sale like anywhere. And I was like, I'm getting nervous. So I'm like, I'm gonna try to log into the direct and get one. And I got into the queue. It took hours and hours and hours and hours and hours to get into the thing. And I finally got in, and I was like, cool. And I ordered the Portal. I was super stoked. And like 10 minutes later, they were sold out. I was like, yes. I'm so glad I did that. Because I don't know if they're coming to retail. I don't know if they are. I assumed they were, but now I'm not so sure. So either way, I was pretty stoked to get one. So I got the 2 controllers and I got the Portal, and I'm happy with that. That's cool. I don't need a Slim and I don't need a Pro. So They look cool. I want one. I'm not saying I don't want one. Obviously, I want them, but I cannot justify it as a.
It's a matter of if you missed it,
human
you're going to be paying 5 times the price to get one. It's like you don't want one that much, you know.
Well, they're doing the 30th anniversary Slims are going up for pre-order too. You have a chance at those again on the 7th. So not the pros; those are gone. You're fucked. If you want a pro, you're paying thousands. Good luck with that. But that slim model they are going to put some more up for sale on the 7th. I saw those on Best Buy, I believe.
What I do like about the slim is the boxes look so beautiful. Like the
Jeremiah
retro PS1 boxes. It looks so good.
That's cool.
Jeremiah said the portals are on Amazon.
Yeah, that's cool if they are. I just didn't know. So when at the time that all this was happening, I couldn't see any pre-orders up for them. So I was like really freaking scared. So anyway, I that FOMO got me. Let's put it to you. That was an actual FOMO moment where I was sitting there and I'm like, oh God, I'm gonna miss that shit. I'm not gonna be able to get
afraid I'm gonna miss
$1,000 and I'm gonna be so mad. And I'm like, nah, I can't have that happen. So that was an actual literal FOMO got me. Bastards. So
that's bad.
Yeah.
I had it, but I didn't get one. My FOMO was clicking on it and then going to order it and seeing it sold out.
Are you guys tired of living in this FOMO age, man? This is like terrifying. Like we would never have to deal with this during the what was it, the 7th generation PS3 era? Like no FOMO.
Because games weren't sold with the intentions of having low numbers. Games were sold with the goal of selling as many copies as possible. That was the intentions of every single developer in 2015. Like no developer in 2015 earlier was trying to sell 2,000 copies of a game and trying to get it to sell out. They were trying to sell 1 million copies.
Man,
like honestly, it was what was that PS4 title? No, I can't think of it. It was before limited run games. It was like 2015. And they brought out that low print game that, you know, people didn't even buy. It wasn't until later on that it sold out.
Not Bird King.
Retro City Rampage. Retro City Rampage.
Oh, yeah, I remember that one.
Yeah, it was the first one and like the first print, and it didn't even sell out because people, why would I buy this game that's only got, 2,000 copies that I've never heard of before? It was a weird concept at the time.
What was I gonna say? Yeah, Retro 37. That's a really good game. You ever played Retro?
It is.
This is an awesome game, dude.
It is a good game.
That was one of them where it was random. So they had like a fancy ass collector's edition for that game that came out on the Switch. There's like a special one that's like a collector's edition, and like I was one of the only like marketplace at Craigslist. I can't remember what the hell it was. Some random post. I saw some lady who was like, "I bought this with my kid, and he never plays it," and I'm just like, why would you buy Retro City Rampage for a 7-year-old? Why would he want to play a retro game? The kid doesn't even know what you know what I'm saying? Like, who the hell? What a weird thing. And it was that collector's edition version. So I was like so pumped. I went and bought it right away. I
don't know why a little Timmy doesn't like it.
It was a weird one. I'm like, why would you buy this for your kids, man? This is like for me.
Like, I bought my kids black and white movies and they don't watch them. I don't understand.
So, yeah, I don't know. The PS5 Pros, the whole disk drive situation, I find disappointing. That's really the biggest turnoff for me. Like, I'm not saying one of those people who's like, don't buy it. Like, I can buy 10 of them. They're awesome. And I get it. They are very tempting. And once you pair it up, it's good to go. But like, the whole idea that, like I said, that you have to worry about buying the console and then buying the disk drive. And you might have to pay scalper prices for both.
Yeah, and the way modern society is, the disc drives are scalped, and they make the console $200 more than it should be, and that's not, that's not right. Like, we're living in an age where Sony have made this accessible and made this happen.
You know why they're doing that too, right? Because they have no one else to challenge their business practices. With Microsoft going the way of Game Pass, and Nintendo not even really even competing with them on their level. Sony feels like they could do whatever they want. The same thing happened with the PS3. when the PS2 had sold so well, they felt like, oh, Microsoft, there's no competition. We could wait a year until we bring out the PS3. And look what happened there. People jumped on board the 360 because they were putting out games.
Well, we don't need the rights to Grand Theft Auto 4. We'll be fine without that.
Yeah,
so I heard rumors.
It's silly though. Do you guys know how much it would cost to get a disk drive for your computer? $10.
Yes,
they're not expensive. It's a joke that you're able to sell them for this much. Just because they look that nice big plastic box.
I like these little things, man. They just plug in USB. If you ever need one, you're good.
Good to go.
$5 or $10. It's a joke that we're paying this much. Like they should be able to, aftermarket companies should be able to make these things. Like I'm sure they'll never be able to because we know what Sony's like. Silly age we live in.
Really?
Like I'm at the point now where I have the original PS4. If I'm going to upgrade, I'm buying a new graphics card for my computer. I'm not upgrading my console.
Yeah. I got lucky.
That's where I'm at. Like games are going digital, then I'll just go back to gaming on the PC.
I did want to ask you guys this, man. Like, how do you guys feel about this generation, the 9th generation of games, being the generation of remasters and remakes? Like, I don't feel like there's a real reason for me to really. I could promote to people, say, hey, you got to get an Xbox Series X or you got to get a PS5, like I could a PS4, PS3, PS2, or PS1 back in the day. Yeah. Like now, I don't even know how I would even sell that to anybody. Hey, you got to get this system. Like, what do you guys think?
Like that argument of there's no games for the system. Like I understand there's a lot of indie games and there's cool, but in terms of AAA games, the PS5's got less than 10 ones that I can go on the street and ask the average 18, 20-year-old gamer, what's a game on PS5? They're going to be like Demon's Souls, Spider-Man, The Last of Us Remastered. Like, they're not going to be naming what's on there because it's not a system like the PS4 or the 3 or the 2 or anything.
Yeah, man. It's just like, it's just crazy. Like, Last of Us is damn near like, that came out like in 2010, 11-ish. I mean, on PS3 back in the day. I can't remember. 2012 or 13.
I'm a fan of remasters when it's Suikoden, PS1 game that's expensive. I'm not a fan of Horizon Zero Dawn that we can already play on the PS5 for $10, getting a remaster, and then they put the price of it up. Like, make it make sense, You shouldn't be remastering games that we can already play on this system. That doesn't make sense to me.
I hear you on that.
Yeah, and in general, so I mean, the honest truth is, I feel like their plan was to push Concord as the PS5 Pro seller. I really think that's their idea of the vision. Like they made the controller for that game. They had the launch. They thought that was going to be, the reason. They probably had all of this footage ready for their presentation. That like in Concord, the PS5 Pro will play it better than ever. 120 FPS. Look at this. You can see this chick's fat jelly rolls jiggling in pure fluid 120 FPS.
Isn't that what you all want, gamers?
You can be called racist in pure 7.1 digital Dolby sound. It's gonna be...
Man, it's just
they had nothing to sell the console. They were literally like, when they in that second presentation, they were like, "Here's all these games that are going to run better," and I'm just like, "Yep, played it." Like, why would I want to play it again? Like, you really think I'm going to play Final Fantasy VII again? I put like 160 hours into that damn game. You think I'm going to sit down in the next decade and play that again? No.
To get like a little bit better graphics,
I'm going to need like a good 5-year gap between playing Final Fantasy again. You're out of your mind. Crazy. So I don't know. They just dropped the ball. They like you said, and they didn't have. I guess they tried to do it with the Ghost announcement, and it does look great. Looks beautiful. I'm sure it'll look fantastic.
That's cool. That's a cool game,
But like, I don't know. I just feel like that didn't land. That didn't stick the landing as much as they needed. They needed like 1 or 2 big titles to go with it to be like, here's the reason you want the Pro. Here's where, and like I said, not a remake, not a remaster, like a sequel to something. Come on, guys.
Yeah, Mark, what's his name? Mark Cinny, or the guy is the created the PS4 and PS5. Mm-hmm. They had him like talk about the system and why it was just so confusing to the casual game. Like no one cared what he was talking about. They're like, dude, we just want where are the new games at, man? We don't need to see how powerful this. You know what I mean? That's what you got to do. And he was like explaining like this is a bigger chip and this and that. It's like, dude, this is so boring. But you know,
hey, Reggie, going back to what you originally said, like you can't sell the Xbox, you can't sell the PS5, but I'll tell you what you can sell today: the Nintendo Switch.
Oh yeah,
there's so many AAA titles on that system. It's like if you're a PlayStation gamer and you don't have a Switch today, like that you should be buying a Switch because there's so much good stuff out there.
There really is, man. My Switch collection, dude. I think I almost have 400 games for that thing, and like all of them are thankfully installed on the system, so I don't have to worry about like all those crazy updates or whatever like that. But the Switch has really been a great alternative, with these newer generation systems, man. I mean, Nintendo's really proven that, I guess like being just their own thing has really helped them. They have their own exclusives. They're easy to deal with for developers, I believe, especially when it comes to their store and adding digital games. Sony is a bit difficult, I hear, and expensive. Microsoft is pretty cool too, especially with Game Pass. But Nintendo's just their own thing, man. It's really been a great alternative, for gaming. I would say they're not that powerful, but you're going to be playing some fun games on that system. They really
a lot of
games.
A lot of Nintendo's biggest titles they own themselves. Like Sony don't own these games. Nintendo own majority of their biggest IPs.
Sony barely even knows who their mascot is now. I think Astrobot's the mascot now, but Sony has gone through so many mascots. Like, what is going on? Like, what do you guys own?
That's true. Sackboy in the bin. They sold Crash Bandicoot and Spyro. Like, all right.
Yeah, it's like, man, what's going on, Sony? Like, seriously. But yeah.
So what's an interesting development is that for a long time, Reggie, I would always buy games on the PS4 and the Switch. That was like my preferred combo. Like if I could get games like that, that's how I buy all my games: the Switch copy and the PS4 copy.
Right.
And like now they're skipping that PS4 copy, and a lot of times it's the Switch copy or the PS5 copy. And I'll be honest with you, I've been leaning towards the Switch a lot more lately because I'm like, I don't need this to play on my PS5. But PS5 games take up more room than my Switch rooms. They're bigger, like physically, so they take up more room. And like I'm thinking, and I obviously have nothing to prove it, but I feel like the new console is going to be backwards compatible for Nintendo. I feel like it's leaning in that direction. I've seen signs, like to me, like the biggest sign that still is like gives me the hope is they came out with those little standalone chargers for the Joy-Cons. That's like a good sign to me because they'll be like, well, let's say the new system doesn't use the old Joy-Cons, but people still need to use them for the old games for some reason or something like that. You can still charge them and hook them up and stuff. So I don't know. That doesn't prove it, obviously, but if the new Switch is more backwards compatible, like, I don't know. I feel like I'm going to be on a lot more Nintendo in the future than PlayStation.
Well, it shows their appreciation to the fans by doing something like that. You know what I mean? Like having something backwards compatible where you can play your older games on the newer system or whatever like that. Because I don't know how the newer system is going to be. Is it going to be really a portable system or whatever like that? But like I said, backwards compatibility means a lot to us. At least 2 generations of it. You know what I'm saying? Which is Nintendo has done in the past. So there's no reason for them not to do it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm glad it's looking more towards that, but we'll see. I mean, when are we going to get a Switch announcement, man? It's time already. How old is the system? It's over.
How old
7 years old now? Yeah.
Yeah, something
hey,
like that.
They're still selling like hotcakes. There's no reason for them to do it until it's
You're right,
selling.
Figsy. All I got to do is make a new system.
Is Grand Theft Auto 5, they don't have to release a new one because they're making millions and millions of dollars every week.
Yeah, because they just released a Zelda Lite Switch edition over here. I'm like, dang, really? And people were buying that while I was in Portland. They were like, oh, got to go to Walmart.
I watched a video about that. Beat 'em Ups put them out, and he said no one's buying the new Zelda Lite as their first system. Like, this is a system made for collectors.
Oh yeah, it's definitely okay. Yeah, definitely made for collectors. Yeah, because I feel like everybody should have a Switch now. I mean, Switch is on the level of the PS2 as part of like being in homes. So yeah, man. Oh my God, everybody's got it. Even back in the day before I got my Switch, man, I initially wasn't going to get one. But when I finally got one, I was like, dude, I'm glad I got this system, man, because some of the amazing games I played on that system, man, it's like, dude, like just the portability of it, man. I don't even play my Switch on a dock. I play it portable all the time.
Always handheld.
Yeah, you too. Okay, cool.
Unless
you
I'm
looked at me
playing
like I was
with
crazy
my
when I said that.
girlfriend.
It depends on the game. Like Tears of the Kingdom, I had to play docked. I couldn't play it handheld.
Because the frame drop.
Oh no, I had to use the Pro controller and blah blah blah.
Okay.
So I did want to bring this up too. I was going to mention this cadaver. Said Nintendo trying to take down emulation channels and shutting down emulation devs soured me on the Switch too, and I don't blame you. They are being pretty ridiculous.
That's rude. Yeah, that's kind of.
So that was one of the things I wanted to mention on the show is they just took down the Ryojinx emulator, and so they're taking down what a Yuzu, Citra, like what's next, Dolphin. Stay away from Dolphin, you sons of bitches. I love Dolphin.
They were looking
stay
to
away
get
from
that
my
Dolphin,
GameCube
man.
and my Wii. Yeah. You stay away. I don't.
Them.
Yeah. So, and so I get. This is another reason why I think the Switch might be backwards compatible, the new one, because they're going still hard after Switch emulation specifically. Mm-hmm. So if they do decide to have the new console be backwards compatible, you know, and it plays Switch games, I could see them having a financial vested interest into wanting to shut down Switch emulation. Doesn't justify Citra and whatever, all that other crap, but I get it. I don't like it, but at least I do understand it to some extent.
They have to understand they can never shut down emulation, man. I mean, I guess maybe their goal is just to slow it down, but
yeah,
it's just you're never gonna stop it because when you try to stop it, people are gonna do it more. You know what I mean? Like it's just like, yeah, I don't know, but maybe this is a sign, like you said, of them kind of like what they're gonna do with the Switch 2 or whatever like that. So I just want them to have some kind of announcement for the end of the year, man, because like, dude, I think it's time. But maybe it's just not ready yet. I don't know.
So maybe what I'm thinking is there is something they decided to change last minute. Like maybe it wasn't going to be backwards compatible. Maybe they weren't going to do that.
I don't think they were. That's why I think it got delayed.
They read the room and they were like, you know, our install base for the Switch is massive and everybody loves it and people want backwards compatibility desperately. It's like seems to be like one of the number one things people seem to care about. So maybe we bite the bullet, take another 2 years developing that and throwing that in there. I don't know, maybe. But I'll be honest, I'm glad that they're taking their time. You know what I mean? Like I want it to be good, and I want it to be like
aggressive, something that we can
powerful, and you know, not rushed and not like underpowered or anything like that. I want it to be good. So.
I'm tired. I'm just tired of all the fake Switch 2 videos of people are like acting like they're excited for. Oh my God, Switch 2 just got announced. Or like, shut the hell up, man.
They
Clickbait videos, man.
Spec sheet from 1987 that mentions the button that was patented 3 weeks ago that could possibly be used in the new Switch. Let's go. Yeah, no, I get it. But like, what's funny is not. I guess it's not funny. There's a lot of these. There's like, you know, channels that are dedicated Nintendo channels, and they're starving to death for content. They're dying because there's nothing to talk about. So that's why you're getting.
They're talking about the same stuff. Are we going to see the new Switch?
Yeah, that's why they're doing that. There's nothing to talk about. Like, I mean, so they're dying for content.
Jay, there's plenty of games to play, but there's always stuff to do.
Well, those top 10s are pretty good. Those videos, though, I like those. Like you got like someone like Mr. Robot Joe out there. That's a new channel. I started watching this like Switch related. Yeah, I always like look at a top 10 video, but even watching those videos, man, for me, like being where I'm at in gaming, man, I feel like I know a lot of this stuff, so it's like hard to like find something new for me to like really get into, you know. So yeah.
Hey, I want to touch on one thing that Reggie kind of mentioned, that the Switch has sold basically what the PS2 sold. And like if you go back to 2008, every single person I knew had a PS2, right? PS2s were everywhere. Games were everywhere. The difference is PS2s were cheap. I remember PS2s being next to nothing. Like I'm seeing photos of PS2 stacked up like shipping containers, games selling next to nothing. Switches are really expensive. Switch games are really expensive. Like I don't see $10 Switch games. Like even the cheap stuff's $15. Like I'm seeing games from 2016 sell for $60 still. I don't know what's going to happen in the future with these prices. Like, are we ever going to see cheap Switch games or even systems? Like, there's that many out there. It's actually crazy.
3DSs are freaking insanely expensive. So I don't know, man.
That
Maybe
sucks about the
if the new
3DS.
system's backwards
Anyway,
compatibility,
collections is good.
maybe the consoles won't be that much.
Well,
Yeah.
Joe, it's kind of messed up about the 3DS is that that system being so expensive. Nintendo stopped fixing those systems, some of those models of the system. Like my 3DS that I have, they don't fix it anymore, and I noticed a little crack next to one of the buttons. I'm like, oh my god, dude, like what the heck is going on? So it kind of sucks with that system. That's one of those systems. It's gonna like always be expensive, even the 2DS version of it, which is kind of lame, But yeah, that's all I wanted to say about that. I just got me thinking about
especially the 3DS XL new.
Hey, there he is,
That's
Mr. Robot Joe. That's him.
Hey,
Everybody, shout out to Mr. Robot Joe. Go check out his channel, guys. He puts in the work, man. So you'll find something good on his list and everything.
that was just funny. I'm like, is that the guy you're talking about?
That was good timing.
But yeah.
Cool. So do you guys want to keep talking about the Switch, or do you artify Switch?
I
think that's something I
okay.
wanted to talk about. I just want to pull it up on Twitter first.
Sure.
Yeah. Then we put up some interesting topics.
Sorry, it'll take me a second. So
No, you're good.
This better not be porn again.
You're good.
No, it was a controversy on one of my more favorite companies. I can't find it, but I'll start talking about it and it might come up. So it's Level 5 Studios that do like Ni no Kuni, Dark
Rogue
Cloud,
Galaxy.
Dark Chronicle. Anyway, they just announced a new game and they showed all this gameplay trailer. And
Rogue Galaxy 2?
I think that's the game. Yeah. And anyway, guess what? It's made with AI. All the artwork's AI generated. So people are really pissed off. Like,
are you serious?
Jeez. Yeah. Like there's plenty of graphic artists out there who are crying for work, and they've just AI generated this, and it's caused the big backlash on the community. And fortunately, they're one of my favorite companies, so it's like, well, shit. I always wanted a new Dark Cloud, not if it's going to be AI generated. That's quite disappointing. Yeah, but I feel like we're going to see this more and more and more into the future, not just with video games, with music, with TV. It's easier.
It's a great tool, man, but it's overused. It's going to get overused, of course, because nobody wants to put in the work. They're trying to get something.
I got a principle today. If I'm watching a YouTube video and it's AI, I just turn it off. I don't care. I don't care if it's good video. I just turn it off. If I'm listening to a song, I'll turn it off.
Yeah, YouTube has kind of like become like more aware of the AI voices on channels. Like there's certain channels that are like all AI voice talking about top 10s and top 100 games and all that stuff. Those channels get no view because YouTube doesn't promote them, like because they know it's an AI voice like talking for them and everything.
Some of them do well though. There's some like channels of hundreds of millions of subs. They're all AI generated. That's topics that I listen to. So it's on your autoplay, and I don't want to listen to AI. Next.
It just sounds so generic. It's like, oh god, dude. It's like, yeah,
almost getting to the point where if you can't actually see someone talking, then is it real?
I used AI voice once when I was sick one time because I didn't feel like talking through a video, so I just typed up a script and let it play, and the video did well. But it's just like this is more of a tool I would use if I just can't talk or just don't feel like talking or something like that. I wouldn't use it on the regular, Yeah.
I have a confession to make. I actually am AI.
Go Rad the robot, what a shock.
Sure.
I believe it too, man, because like the way stuff is, people are being fooled today, man. It's like insane.
That's why I look so perfect. No, sorry. Not at all. That's why fucking my hands look like this, actually.
Downloaded the David Hasselhoff AI. That's what Joe got.
That's what I really would look like if I was. It would just be, I would be the Hoff. That's right. King of the freaking King of the Cads.
You guys know there's a Knight Rider game for PS2, right? There's two of them.
Yeah.
For some reason, in PAL territories in Europe or whatever, like you guys got all of these games that are focused on American culture, and we didn't get. They got like Miami Vice, Beverly Hills Cop, Knight Rider. You got all this cool shit that I'm like, why didn't we get this? Like, wouldn't it? Like, how can Knight Rider possibly? Well, I guess the Hoff is really popular in Germany, right? Isn't that the truth? Isn't that? So I guess maybe the Germans demanded more Hoff. I don't know. So about the AI art thing, I mean, it's one of those things where it's like I feel like we're, on horses fighting against cars. Like it's one of those things where I get it, but like it's going to happen. And like, so this happened. So you remember when CDs were out, right? Okay, so CDs like sounded really good, right? They sounded really good, especially if you had a nice stereo. Like they sounded amazing. They have like a great frequency range. The quality is amazing. But when MP3s came out, right, nobody cared because the MP3 was more convenient. And so the MP3s, they sounded like crap compared to CDs. Like they sounded like shit. They really do. They sounded like total butt, especially back in the day. You could
have 400 songs on there instead of 20.
Correct. And so you would compress them, and they sounded like ass, but it didn't matter because it was, like you said, it was just so convenient to have a little iPod Apple thing in your pocket you could work out with that had all your music on it. So people are absolutely willing to sacrifice quality for convenience and for cheap price. So what'll happen is if you want to make a game with people, if you want to use real voice actors and you want to use real artists and you want to use real things, your game's going to cost way more. And people will maybe buy your game and maybe pay more, maybe, but I don't know. I don't think they will. What I think is going to happen is like your game, you'll be like, well, I have to charge $70 for my game. And then all these other people are going to say, well, I'm going to use AI crap and I'm going to spend $5 on this game and I'm going to sell it for $1. And people will go, well, even though this game made by people is way better and it's better in every way, it's $70 and this is $1 and I can buy 70 of them. I'm just going to buy 70 of these pieces of shit. That's what I think will happen. People don't care about like it.
That's true. I agree with you.
Just think they're going to be like, whatever. Except for people,
or they'll start using a little bit and a little bit here and a little bit there to the point where, well, these guys are doing it and these guys are doing it. So if we're not doing it, we're cutting ourselves. But I do love that there's backlash against it, and like it's not a small company; it's a company that's been around 30 years. They can afford it.
No, I don't like it, and it's not as good. Like AI, I noticed, especially on YouTube lately, lots of people are using AI for their thumbnails, and like we even used AI for our thumbnails for a while. It's cool, but like I can immediately recognize it now. I'm like, that's AI. That's the AI thumbnail. That's AI, and I'm like, I like the crappier photo. I like the shitty photoshopped ones better. The ones that we were just like,
I'm already sick of the AI. Like it will get better over time, but right now it's like there are some decent parts to it. Linkin Park have released a new song with a female artist, and there was an AI version using Chester's voice, and it actually sounded really good. And I listened to it. I'm like, damn, this is really cool. He's passed away. Wouldn't be able to hear it any other way, so it's cool to hear that. And they do it the same with a lot of artists that have passed away. But guess what? People are making money off that, so that's not good. Unless it's their families. Like, there's a controversy there. But we're going to be coming into a very interesting world in the future.
Well, people didn't James Earl Jones sign away his voice? I'm pretty sure Disney can use him as Darth Vader or some shit like that. Or somebody owns his voice. I'm pretty sure. I could be completely making that up, but I'm pretty sure that's gonna a thing. You'll be able to sell your likeness to a film company or something, and they'll be able to AI generate you in movies and stuff like that, and put you in movies then after you're dead. So one of the things that'll happen in the next 20 years is you're gonna see a movie that stars Humphrey Bogart, Carrot Top, all these dead people that aren't even around. All these people that you'll see. There's going to be a movie that comes out with all of them in it. It's going to be weird. I guarantee you that'll happen.
Yeah, it'll happen, and they'll all get sued, and then it'll happen again.
Fucking Paul Walker's going to show up again in Fast and the Furious. Hey guys, I'm back. Holy shit!
Jesus, that might happen. That's crazy to think about.
AI gets better and better all the time. Some of the stuff I've seen online already creeps me out. It actually makes my skin crawl of how good it looks. I'm like, that is not okay. And the other thing that is terrifying is people are so messed up, dude. Just look at the memes that people make already. And now with AI, they're going to be able to make the most disturbing things ever, dude. It's just the most. Oh, you're going to see stuff in the next 10 years that you're just going to wish you'd never seen. I guarantee you. Just terrible things, man.
I've scrolled Twitter these days. If I click on a Twitter video, I make sure I click off it, because if you start scrolling them, you start seeing some stuff you don't want to see. It's like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
Twitter, an algorithm I signed up for.
Yeah, dude, Twitter's terrible, man. It's just feeding you garbage after a while. I don't even know what happens. I'm just like, I only follow.
My feed's usually good, but videos, don't click on a video because it just goes random, and it's just like, what the fuck. I follow people I want to see, and I block a lot of people on there. Like, as soon as someone, I don't like negative people, so if people are just negative all the time, I just block them. Sorry. So I don't want to see that, even if you're my friend. I don't want to fucking hear about you being negative all the time. Sorry.
Right.
I just want to hear positive shit. So that's my feed, man. It's great.
Yeah, I don't know about Twitter or X being that place for that, because X is like, I mean, I love X for what I get out of it, but man, memes, like people just talking about each other on there. It's like, dude, it's insane what I've seen on there. It's
Mine's
like,
mainly just sport and G, I guess. So you know, it's pretty good for me.
So my X is, oh my God. Here's X for you. Someone's like, I have an opinion. And then 10 people are like, well, I don't even care about what you care about. And that's like my favorite response. I'm like, first of all, if you take the time out of your day to post that you don't care, that's actually admitting you do care. Just so you know, like you do care. Otherwise, you wouldn't say anything. Because you know what I don't care about? Like Russian ballet. And you're never going to see a comment anywhere about it because I don't care. You know what I'm saying? You're never.
Joe's lying. You just put it up then, guys.
You're never going to fucking see me arguing in the chat. Like, oh, yeah, you like those tutus, you idiot. No, it's just never going to happen. I don't fucking care. So you're never going to hear it. So if you take the time out of your day to go, oh, why do you care? I don't care. Blah, 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 blah. I'm like, you obviously care. It bothered you enough that you commented. So you do care. Otherwise, you know, it's like, drives me crazy.
It's funny you say that, Joe. I was going to invite someone onto this podcast from Twitter. But all they do is argue with Xbox people all day about like which console's better. So I'm like, nah, he ain't coming on the show.
No, that's it. Dude, who cares, man? I could care less.
Yeah,
you know, like, I want Xbox to do
console
well.
And that console, they're both great.
I wanted to bring this up earlier too. Like when we were talking about the disk drives and Sony doesn't have any competition. Like I feel like there is room in the market for another high-end console to come in and challenge Xbox and Sony at this point.
You think
I've heard absolutely. I think of course, you kidding me? If like Samsung came out with a console, man, that was a powerhouse, dude, and they were like, we're going to be consumer friendly. There's a built-in disk drive, no DRMs, free online gaming. Let's fucking go. I would ditch Sony in a heartbeat, dude, because
it couldn't be Apple. People already turned off Apple in gaming.
People, sure, well, maybe. But so people, you know, it's because of the name of the show. Everyone assumes that we're all like obsessed with Sony or something, but I am not at all. Like the Sony that I love, that's 20, 30 years ago.
Yeah.
Not a single human being that made the PS1 and the PS2 like works there anymore. It's
everything that they do today is against
correct.
I believe in my principles.
I think they moved to California and they became a wannabe Apple. Like they're like this weird California Apple. Like what, the white consoles? You fucking losers! That looks like shite. White controllers? Do you not know anything about gamers? We're getting our fat Cheeto fingers all over that shit, dude. What are you thinking?
Joe, I think Chad have actually just nailed it.
We're all smoking weed and fucking ash on our fingers and shit. What are you talking? White controllers? What's
going on here?
Oh my God.
Like a Steam console could honestly rival it because they've got the games. You know, that's the biggest thing. Like if Samsung came in, what games are they going to do?
I think
Steam have
rule
the
future.
games.
Steam's going to rule the gaming world in the future.
Yeah.
Especially once we're in an all digital market, Steam dominates 80% of sales. In my opinion. Who the hell's going to buy an all digital console for $1,000 or whatever they're selling it for? Get the fuck out of here, man! I'm going to
have a
Steam
library. That's it. I already have the library on there. I don't want I don't want to download GOG games or anything else to play your other games if it's not on Steam. Oh, I probably won't play it. Sorry.
Yeah, and you could in computers, I can do this show. I can record videos, I can edit videos, and I can mod my games. That's like such a big deal in the PC world. Game mods make games infinitely better. Some games are way better once you start modding them and screwing around with it. They're way more.
Not to mention the Steam Marketplace, which you can sell your digital items. You can buy skins and sell them. All these Fortnite skins are on PlayStation that people are spending thousands of dollars for. Guess what? Unless you're selling your PSN account, which is illegal, it's worth nothing. But if you've got a Fortnite skin on PC, you can jump on Steam, put it for sale today, and make some real money.
So I just think that it would be badass if either Korea got involved or fuck it, let's have China get involved. China will just call it the PlayStation. They don't even care. They just rip it off completely.
Nintendo station and
the Nintendo station. They don't even.
They don't care.
They don't give a rat's ass. But you know what? If they came out with a solid console and did what I wanted it to do, built-in disc drive, let's go.
Man.
I want to start making whole Smash Brothers with all the Nintendo and PlayStation mascots.
What it comes down to, guys, I think that they just the Sony and Microsoft and some of these developers, they just kind of like, I hate to say this, but they just ran out of ideas that are really creative. You know, it's not safe to be creative anymore with games, so they're just kind of remaking classics. You know, they're making multiplayer games, which make a lot of money for them. But you cannot be creative in today's day and age anymore because it could ruin you. Indie developers are safer with it, but they have stuff like Kickstarter to help them out and all that good stuff. You want a AAA title or whatever like that, you know, it's just very, I don't know, man. It takes years to make them, and then if it doesn't make enough money, it's just like it's a bust. It's like,
yeah, studios close.
Yeah, they close. People lose their jobs.
What Reggie's just saying, the fact that Concord failed. If you go to Sony right now with an idea for a new IP, guess what they're going to say?
Yeah.
No, remaster an old game. We're not having enough of Concord. So that is just really, really killed off new IPs, especially for Sony.
Concord, they kind of messed up some issues, but still, like with that whole situation, you know what's even crazier? If you downloaded that game to your hard drive, Sony actually took it out of your hard drive while you were like you deleted it. Isn't that crazy? Like that's what your systems. A lot of you folks that are watching right now, your Xbox Series X, your PS4, PS5, your systems are activated and they're listening to you, what you say and all kind of stuff. These systems are capable of a lot more than we think. And I just feel like these companies are spying on us, man. You know, the whole thing with them taking that out of your hard drive and everything like that is insane. And it kind of shows you how much power they have over your system. They could brick your system if they want, you know, they can just make it not work or whatever like that, which is insane. That's why I always feel safe with a system that's not online. You know, it's not directly connected. You know, that stuff.
There's one of the reasons I always preach about physical media as well is because they're so into weird censorship and editing stuff, you know, and crap like that. Like they'll go in and just change your game.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? They'll be like, Tifa's titties are too big. We're going to have to go ahead and knock them down or something.
This offends somebody, so we're gonna have to knock it down.
Yeah, they'll go in and they'll freaking edit it out and without your permission and change your game without your consent when you didn't have a problem with it. And you know what I mean? It's no longer the thing you even paid for. So that's why I'm all about, you know, the physical media.
All it takes is some activists to get mad about something that they're not even going to play.
Well, that was the last topic I wanted to go over, and the reason I have this beautiful, amazing Dragon Quest artwork. Did you guys see the interview from Tokyo Game Show with the creators of Dragon Quest?
I heard about it, but I didn't see it directly.
Yeah, I understand.
All right, so they pulled it down. Square like scrubbed it and like took it off the internet because they didn't want people watching it. But of course, it's still up. You can find it if you look for it. But basically, the creators of Dragon Quest came out and they were like, because you know, Dragon Quest 3 HD is coming out remastered. In case you guys are wondering, and it's like 1,000-year-old game that came out on Nintendo in the 90s. So like pretty much anyone who wants to play this game is 40 years old, for God's sakes, bro. Like, or 35, you know what I mean? Anybody who's like, oh, Dragon Quest 3 is old. All right. And so they came out with the game, and like the artwork from thousands of years ago, they edited it and censored it and put like pants on her and all this stupid crap. And they changed like some of the monsters, like one of the like ogres had like these big lips, and they were like, "Oh, you can't have that anymore." And they edited and removed it and all this other stuff. And like it's just absurd that they edited this artwork that's like 20-30 years old. And everybody was just like curious why they did that. Oh yeah, and they also changed the genders in the game from male and female to type 1 and type 2.
What the hell is up with that?
Why? Because now everyone just goes, okay, so that means that one's male and that one's female. That's all you've done. It doesn't change the fact that we recognize what that means. You know what I mean? It's like calling it farf and flarf now. It's like, okay, but that still means the same shit. You type 1 and type 2. It's stupid. So everyone was like, why are you doing this? Like a lot of people complained. Like, why are you doing this? So the creators were interviewed at the Tokyo Game Show, and they were like, basically like, yeah, we think this is dumb. And the reason that we had to do this is because if we want to release our game in the West, we would get like a higher age rating because, you can see her side boob or something, you know what I mean? And so like they were worried that they would get like a teen rating or I don't know, like a higher rating or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And how many people under 20 are playing this game?
That's what I'm saying, dude. This game,
like, and if they are, they probably really, really fucking appreciate it, and good on them. Like, seriously.
And like
at that point, shouldn't they just be like, "Fuck it, let's just release it in Japan"?
That's what they should have done. They should have just released it in Japan, put English on it. We all would have ordered it anyway. I would have bought it. I would have imported it immediately, not a problem. And maybe, you know what? Maybe they will do that. Maybe there will be a Japanese version that's not censored or whatever, and that you can order that one. Maybe that's the way they'll do it. But either way, it's just absolutely preposterous. And like, I am like getting real tired of this weird neo-Puritan and this weird Victorian England. Oh, bother, you cannot look at titties and like all this shit. Like, what the hell, dude?
Yeah, Dead Rising is another game that got censored. It didn't get censored, in my opinion, like where I really cared, but people were really upset about the censorship that game had, being it's a remaster or whatever like that. Like one of the girls, one of the girls that helps you in the game, she's more covered up, I guess. There's a scene where they race swapped the character that people were upset about, and it's just like, why? I don't understand why they do the censorship like it, man. It's just like because that game is offensive already. Dead Rising, if you ever played it,
it's supposed to be. That's like that's like censoring GTA. What are you doing?
Exactly.
What are you doing?
So it's like, what the hell? But
and it's actually quite weird to me because we live in an era. Sorry, my dog's going crazy. We live in an era where porn's more accessible than it's ever been, and it's in everyone's face. Like keeping it away from kids is harder than it's ever been.
Right.
They go on Twitter, it's in there. They go on their phones, it's everywhere. So it's weird that like they're taking such a role on censorship on like the softest thing that's
correct.
Not even the real issues. Like, and I'm sure parents don't care about that. Parents care that their kids can go on Pornhub on their tablet that's still got like child restrictions and shit on it. That's the real problems.
And another thing too is the same group of people that tell you it's bad to have like attractive females that show skin in video games. They'll say that's a bad thing. These are the same people that will say Miley Cyrus fucking a teddy bear on stage naked is like awesome and empowering. This is the same people. The same group of people will say if a woman decides to be a whore and just to be totally disgusting, that's awesome. But if a guy wants to look at a girl's cleavage in the game, he's evil. He's like a pig. He's disgusting. All this other stuff. It's literally the most illogical, irrational thinking I've ever seen in my life. Like, I'm like, how do you go through life being this stupid? Like, how? How can you be this dense and hold these two completely contradictory, conflicting ideas in your head about the same thing? See, damn you, Axiom. I knew it.
Then if we can get back to the Dragon Quest thing, like why did the makers care that it's getting a higher rating? Like as you said, everyone buying it's 40.
I don't know.
Like there's no difference between plus 13 or plus 15, right? It's not like they're selling it to 14-year-olds.
Modern Square, dude. Square, they're infiltrated by people who constantly give them bad advice. I don't know what else to say.
Well, they're kind of cleaning things up, and I heard about that thing with Sweet Baby Inc. They're kind of like distancing. Well, they kind of like scrub them from any of their future work, thankfully. So hopefully, they'll. I don't know. There's going to be a lot more work they have to do with upcoming games, but I feel like they kind of seen the light. They don't need a lot of these companies that are telling them to put that crap into their games when it comes to like I guess I could say wokeness. That's one word, or we could say, DEI stuff or whatever, you know what I mean? So, yeah, because do you guys remember that game that Square Enix put out? It was called, it was with that girl on the cover. It's called, I don't even know. Yeah, that game.
Mm-hmm.
That game that game was doomed, man. Like they ruined that game. It could have been something special, but yeah, the main character in that game was just like unlikable. Just nobody wanted to play that crap, and they're like, and then
even Final Fantasy 16. Like I just thought it was weird. Like I got the whole thing that you went through, Joe. Like these characters just start like swearing at each other, and it just felt weird for Final Fantasy characters. Like, why are we doing this?
I think Mystic was on here saying he liked the game, so I was going to give it a try.
I tried it after that podcast, and I played it for like 5 hours, and just I deleted it off my hard drive.
Which game?
Put it back on the shelf.
Final Fantasy 16?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't mind it. It was all right. It just
you can tell they slapped the name on there just on a game they were working on. So let's put Final Fantasy 16 as this game.
It was the least RPG I've ever played. That's the you don't even have party members to control. You don't have to gear them up. You don't have to. It was like I felt like they were like, let's make an RPG for people who are just not smart enough to play RPGs. That's literally what it feels like. It's so dumbed down, dude. Like 4 buttons the whole fucking game. Like, the gearing system's boring. The crafting system's boring. It's just there's nothing going on. And then you play Rebirth, and it's like, here's 3 million systems to manage and 15,000 collectibles to go after and 20,000 side. It was like the polar opposite.
And liking,
it was so overwhelming how much stuff there was to do. I couldn't believe it.
Compelling characters, like a good story. I mean, that game feels like it's alive, dude. Like that's one game I want to go back and play again right now. It's Final Fantasy Rebirth because
I'm still waiting to pick it up because it's expensive still, and like I missed it, so I'm like, well, I may as well wait for a price drop.
Is everyone on sale yet for you?
So
it's still like $80 here. I don't want to pay that.
I do recommend playing through 16. The story's great. It like honestly is, and there's some characters in it that I really enjoyed. So. I did like the game, and the wolf's freaking amazing. You get a wolf, that alone is freaking awesome, dude. So, I'm not
playing so much stuff right now, so like for a game to like take over, it has to be really good. It has to be like Core Keeper wants to take over my life.
If that game was not a Final Fantasy game and it was just some random RPG, I would have been like, "This is a great game," but it just didn't feel very Final Fantasy like to me compared to the other ones that I played. But then again, I haven't played since like. 12.
Somebody says Rebirth had too many mini games. Yeah, I agree, but I'm happy with it because I'm just happy that game was released, man. Because I've been wanting some kind of Final Fantasy remake for years, and now it's finally here. So I'm just taking it. Yeah, whatever comes.
I would still love to see a 7, like the original 7 come to modern consoles. That would be cool because they got every other Final Fantasy. So
yeah, it probably will. I think it actually is on the PS4 just as digital. Yeah, I know they made a physical of it on the Switch. So
okay, yeah.
But yeah.
Do you guys want to move on to some game pickups?
Yeah, that's just what I was about to say next. I'm ready.
Heck yeah. Can I go first?
So Rad goes first.
Let's go. I don't have that many. You guys probably have nicer stuff than me. So, the first one I got actually from Figsy. Oh, this is a pretty cool one. So this is Splatoon 3 plus the Splatoon 3 expansion pass on the cart. And I am pretty sure, as far as I know, I haven't looked in a while, but I'm pretty sure this only came out in Australia. I don't think this came out anywhere else where it has. Maybe it came out in Japan.
Japan, yeah.
Maybe Japan had one. But
I was gonna say, Jay, you got to try the online, because if it doesn't work, you should send it to me.
Yeah, I know, dude. I already have an online year membership. I can just give you the code if you want the online that comes with it. So
I don't think it'll work because it's region, it's the PAL version.
Yeah, I don't think it. That's what I'm saying. You can just have it. I don't care.
But the game will work because it's all on the cart.
Correct. But yeah, so this comes with the Inkopolis, whatever that is, and Side Order DLC story. So it's got a bunch of DLC built on the disc.
I can imagine that being quite desirable in 10 years by collectors.
These ones that have, so there's, as far as I know, they have one of these like this for Breath of the Wild, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, Mario Kart 8, and then this so far.
I can include the Pokemon games too. They got the DLC.
Oh yeah.
pack.
That's true. The Pokemon games too. So speaking of Akira Toriyama, I got Sandland.
Nice. Let's go. It almost has like a Digimon vibe.
So from what I've been told, it's kind of like Mad Max, but not as violent. It's a little more cutesy. But yeah, it's the same guy who did the Dragon Quest artwork, Dragon Ball Z artwork. Same artist. This was his last big project before he passed away.
Oh,
and as you can see, I went with the PS4 copy because it's got that PS5 upgrade.
That's right.
Oh, how could you not want this? And then if anybody is interested in this game, it's currently on sale on Woot for like 30, something like that. It's the cheapest I've seen it. So it might get cheaper in the future, but for right now, not bad. So yeah, pretty happy to play this. I bet it looks sick. So this last one was actually a FOMO thing, and I talked about it, I think, last week on the show. I couldn't help myself, but I've been waiting for this stupid game to get a price drop. And it's just like, it won't. So now I'm just like worried that it's going to sell out and disappear and be one of those games that's like stupidly expensive for no good damn reason, which it probably won't be because I'm sure they made a lot of these. But anyway, I picked up finally the Red Dead Redemption 1 on PS4. Like Red Dead Redemption 2, you can get cheap like all day long, but 1 is still like $40 and it just hasn't dropped in price. And I've been waiting and it just hasn't. So I'm like, screw it. I'm just buying it because you know how it is. Some games you wait and then they just sell out one day and they're gone forever. And then they're like $300.
I'm still in that boat where I love that on my PS3, and if that's still a great experience for me. So
sure,
I'm not gonna spend the $40. If it was $10, I'd pick it up, but I don't want to spend $40 on it.
I wanted this version so I can play it on my PS5.
I have like 5 versions on PS3. It's just hard to justify,
And then the last thing I got isn't a game, but it's game related. I picked up RGT85's book.
Wow, let's go. Oh, that's cool. Nice.
The Art of N64 Wrestling Games made by Sean RGT85 Long.
That's awesome.
And yeah, it's pretty cool. It's got some artwork from the games from the old N64 days. Got some good interviews with some wrestlers and stuff and information in there, I believe.
Nice. That's awesome.
Yes, and in particular, like I have a lot of like really fond memories playing N64 wrestling games specifically. They really were like amazing, and I still think they're like the peak of wrestling games. I don't know. I mean, I'm sure there's people like, oh no, the new ones are great, but I don't know. I still love the old N64.
Everyone's like, I love the 2007 to 2009 era of wrestling games. It's to their own.
And that's all I got. Not a lot of stuff.
I haven't got too much stuff, but I got some cool stuff here. So I sent Joe a parcel and Joe sent me a parcel, and guess what? They arrived on the same day, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, you got way more stuff.
I'll get to that soon. I picked up this morning, and it's more Pokemon stuff. So we have Super Rumble World for the DS. It's the second last 3DS game I need. So one left. And it's a cheap one, but I'm just waiting for like a reasonably priced copy to show up on eBay. So almost completed the Pokemon subset, which is cool. And then everything else is from Joe. So we got some cool stuff here. Most of the stuff's American stuff, but this was a game, a slipcover that I've been after for a while. The cheapest price in Australia was like $70, but there was an American version for like $10, so I bought that. And it's Catherine, the slipcover. I'm going for a full PS3 slipcover set. That's what these things are behind. There's like 150 of them. So if I can knock some cheap ones out, I definitely will.
Did that come with the game, or is it just the slipcover?
Yeah, it's got the game inside. So this is a little box. This one, it wouldn't actually be like a technical slipcover.
It was super light, so I was like, I can't tell if there's a game in here or what. I'm not sure what this is.
There's a game in there.
No.
Next, this one's actually cursed. It's ever since it's come into the house, like lights have been turning off and PowerPoints have been popping out, and I might have to get rid of this because it's cursed.
Yep, that's how I do it.
Red Yellow from Limited Rare Games. I heard that they've actually put like some Easter egg on this, and you have to play it to find out, and no one's done it yet. But I'm not going to open my copy.
Some guy on Twitter posted this thing, like this weird, obscure thing. He's like, I figured it out, and they were like, no, bro, you're on crack. I don't know what you're talking about. It's like so funny, dude.
Does the game even have a trophy system?
Sure.
Reggie, I swear to God, you're the only person I think opened their copy and played the game, man. I don't think anybody else has opened it.
If you look on like PSN Network, you'd be able to see how many people have played it, because I don't think there's a digital copy. So. Now here's an interesting game. I've been after this game for 6 years for PS4, and when I was first after it, it was $150. Today it's $500, and that's for a UK copy. But I got this version for $20, and it's Tokyo Xanadu, and I've heard really good things about this.
Yeah, dude. I need to look into that.
It may have got a reprint in the US. It's really cheap, but yeah, the UK PAL copy is $500. It's the most expensive PAL game.
That's crazy.
Hopefully, it gets a reprint one day. But yeah, you can pick up a US copy to play. Then this one's going in the collection.
Yeah,
I've been doing a series on YouTube. I started a few years ago. It was rare and collectible PS4 games. And in the comments, this is the one that was suggested the most to show off.
Okay.
So.
Okay.
Yeah, that's made by Falcom. It's very much like Ease. If you like Ease, it's like that action.
Legend of Heroes, yeah.
I've heard great things about it too. Everyone raves about it.
I need to get
finally, last two games against that. Last year I wasn't collecting anything. I was getting ready to sell my house, and I didn't have money to collect. So I took about a year off collecting, and I had to sacrifice a lot of games that I missed out on. Majority I was able to rebuy because like limited run games aren't limited anymore. You know, you can still get them. But I did miss out on Persona 3 and 4. And I haven't been able to buy them since. And like, you know, they're hundreds of dollars in Australia. Like the cheapest option I get are buying them on eBay and maybe sending them to Joe. However, Limited Run Games had the foil covers for sale, and Joe was awesome enough to buy them for me, and we got the foil variants of Persona 3 and 4. Let's go. Hard to tell, but the foil covers are really cool, and they're foil on the spine too, which is really cool.
Very nice.
Super hard to tell unless you're in real life.
Yeah, thank you, Joe, for these. Really happy to have them in the collection.
So that Persona 3 is the PSP version, so you can play as a female protagonist.
Nice, that's cool. Yeah,
pretty cool.
Portable on it. Yeah, we will have more rare and collectible game videos in the future. I'm just working on building up more games for myself. Once I have 20 or so, I'll get another episode out for you guys. So seeing more pickups means the new video is coming.
Right on. Well, I guess
you
I'm
ready,
up,
Reggie?
I am ready.
Let's do it. After you go, we've actually got pickups from the community on Discord too. So we've got some really cool stuff to show off.
Okay. First game I want to show off here is a game that Joe Brad's going to get later. He just wants it to become cheaper. There's a Karate Kid Street Rumble.
Right. Wait till that drops to like $29.99.
Which it should be. It should be.
Mm-hmm.
Especially with no online play for a beat 'em up. But this pretty much goes through all the first three trilogy movies of Karate Kid. You get to play as Miyagi in this game, along with Daniel and the two girls. So that's pretty cool. It's actually really a lot of fun. It goes through the story like exactly almost. So definitely a good beat 'em up. It's not done by the same people who did Ninja Turtles, but in the same art style, I would say it is. So very cool. I'm one of the people that was dumb enough to open Radiolum, or however you pronounce this game. You try it out.
You've let the curse free in the house.
Open it up so you guys can see what's inside. It's cursed.
Oh, it comes with a manual. That's cool. I like the disc too. That's cool to start.
Yeah,
that's evil as hell. I don't want that in my house.
Yeah, that's
a portal to hell.
Second thoughts. Maybe I'll toss it over on eBay, but I don't think anybody's opened their copy except me. So if you're out there,
you said you played it.
Yeah, I played it for my video, my last pickups video. I was trying to go through it, and pretty much you start. It's like one of those grindy film types. Like it's black and white. You're being stalked by a monster that it just randomly chases you. And I tried to go in and hide in rooms. Everything's locked. This is really annoying. You can't really see where you're going. So it's like, what the hell is going on, dude? Like, this game is fucking weird. So I think I'll know for sure if it's meant to be played, if it has a trophy system. If it doesn't have a trophy system, this game is just keep your copy sealed, folks. This is one of those games that needs it. So for my love of pinball, I got Mario Pinball Land for the Game Boy Advance. So,
nice. Okay, beautiful condition too.
Yeah, knocked this one out at the show. The guy wanted 30. Did he? I said, "Are you firming that price at 20?" I said, "Yes." So that 20 came out of my pocket so fast. Got that. Joe Rad came through clutch with another game, 88 in Antarctica. This game is actually pretty cool. It's straightforward, but this is a decent survival horror game. So I think it's one of a super limited rare games or whatever they're called, one of their first games. But this one's actually pretty cool. So definitely something I'm happy to have.
That one's supposed to be like an actual game as opposed to Red Delium, which was like a found game on a like old PC game or some crap. I don't remember.
Yeah, some bullshit is what it was. But next game here, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure All-Star for the Switch, so I can play this game portable. This is an awesome cinematic fighting game. Like if you just getting into fighting games, this is a fun one to play because everything looks so cool when you're able to pull it off. So yeah, definitely happy to have this on the Switch. I can play it on the go. The game I bought accidentally twice is Dudon Pachi, Blissful something. I forgot the title of this one, but yeah, this one's gonna be
CGO Reincarnation or something.
Something like that. I know it's called Blissful something.
I think they call it.
But this sealed one's gonna go for sale or something like that. Maybe I'll sell the regular copy and just I don't know. But anyways,
that's an amazing game. So one of the best
ever
made. So
Shantae. This is 7 Sirens for the Switch. I did a trade for this at the show, so happy to have this. Now I'm only missing one Shantae game for the Switch, and we already know what that game is. It's so damn expensive. Joe Rad's current game he's about to play or just played. Contra Operation
Galuga.
Yeah.
I don't think that's how you pronounce it, but that's how I say it. Like a beluga whale. It's a galuga.
I got this alternate cover. I wouldn't have chose this cover because I think it's just kind of lame. I like a little bit of action on my cover, but this is an alternate cover from the pack.
I like it. I think it looks cool.
You like it? Okay. Maybe it'll grow on me. I don't know. We'll see. But
well, it's funny because
Cyrus said he needs that cover. So if you want to trade, I'm sure Cyrus will be up for it.
Who wants to trade me?
Cyrus,
he's the one going for the Switch set.
Yeah.
Yeah, if he can make it worth my while, no problem. No problem.
Now, when you're going for a full set, it's not like you want it, you need it.
What I should have did was I should have hit when I was at the limited run booth. I should have hit everybody up in the Discord and say, "Hey, does anybody need any of these games here?" And that would have been a boom. Like, just pay the regular price and you get your.
You would have had 30 PMs.
I know, right? That'd have been hilarious. But next game here. I mean, I'm into like the old school PS2 like sports games. So we got NBA Ballers Phantom with Chauncey Billups on the cover.
I love that artwork with the suit.
Yeah, man, it's pretty pimp. And this is after they won the finals in 2004 too, which is kind of crazy. But I only need one more NBA Ballers game to have the complete set, and that one's on the PSP. I also got NFL Street Part 3. They had Part 2 and 1 at the show, but people were charging too much for it. You have a set price you want to play for sports games. You don't want to pay like over a certain amount for them, and those guys were charging too much. Don't laugh at me for this next game. I've been looking for this game for a while and found it at the show for $5. This game is called The Hustle. Detroit Streets. This is a pool game
That's
where
cool.
it's got a story mode and everything. Yeah. Game was online too. A lot of people don't know this too. PS2 games are being brought back online, guys, and it's pretty amazing seeing a lot of these classics get put back online by fans. So hopefully this one will be next. But this is a pretty pimp game. If you like pool with a little bit of story and betting, definitely check this one out.
Well, I think the cool part about that, Reggie, is a lot of people like myself, I didn't have the internet back in the day, so I didn't get to experience online. Like, how many people were playing PS2 online back in 2005? Like,
you probably never got to experience Outbreak online too. So yeah, it's surreal when you get to try these games in their online mode. It's pretty primitive, I would say, but it's still fun.
Yeah, no, people are still playing SOCOM 2 in 2024 online. My buddy plays it and streams it. That's awesome.
They're still playing it, man, and that's what's happening. I think a lot of people, as further we get in the generations, where the games they're becoming too weird and just there's too many remakes going on. People just go back to the originals that they have fun with, and that's what's gonna happen. So
people are playing Halo 2 online these days, and like Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 servers are being like active. It's really cool, you know.
PS2 and PS3 are that era, and Xbox 360. I'm telling you, man. The games look great. They play great. There's no bullshit. No DLC. Well, most of them. You know what I mean?
Well, not every game is like great online. Like if you guys play 25 to Life, I mean, there's a lot of cheaters in that game. The Game Shark still works. So Infinity, it's crazy that game. But anyways, next game here. Thought I owned it. Finally got at the show. We have Gauntlet Dark Legacy.
Nice. Let's go.
Definitely an awesome game, and it's a nod to Midway when they were still around putting out classic arcade titles. Definitely a great expansion of the Gauntlet series. Next up, this was a gift from a fan at the show, man. This is one of the first things I got, which was insane. So I was talking to one of my fans, and they remember what I said in the video, dude. Like, and I talked about this game called Visions of Mana, and I said I got the game, but I missed out on the pre-order. They didn't give a shit about the pre-order bonus, the Steelbook. They gifted me the Steelbook.
Oh, man.
Oh, that's so cool. Let's
dude,
go.
that was so awesome, dude.
Bro.
Yeah.
That is a gorgeous. I don't even collect Steelbooks, but when I saw that one, I'm like, yeah, I want that one. I would like to have that in my collection. That's gorgeous. It's just gorgeous.
I know. And I was talking to him.
I feel like Zelda, dude.
Yeah, I know, right? And I was talking to him and his wife for a while at the show. He's like, man, I didn't care about this bit here. I was like, dude, that's so awesome. So you look at the inside of it and everything like that.
That's really lovely. I had to stop collecting Steelbooks because of all the fakes that are out there, but I
had no idea about fakes being out there, dude. Like people were really
it's rampant.
Yeah, there's full websites where you can just order like, you know, Mirror's Edge for PS3 for $20.
Really?
Custom.
Wow.
Yeah. It's not real.
Next game I got was something that I was very happy to get at the show, and I was hoping he had it at the show limited run. The Grandia 1 and 2 HD collection.
Oh, let's go.
Grandia 2 finally got what it should have been on the Sony platform. The original Grandia 2 on the PS2 was a messed up game. Like they tried to port it straight from the Dreamcast with extras, and it has glitches, unfinished graphics, all kind of stuff that makes it messed up. Voices aren't loud, but this version is a perfect version of that game. I think they took it from the PC version or whatever like that. But yeah, and it has a reverse cover. I chose this cover because Grandia 2, like I love the characters in that game, so I chose that cover. But
I was gonna say I haven't seen that cover before. That makes sense.
Yeah, that cover is sick, dude. Like it's freaking awesome. Next game here, this is another gift. Road to Guidong. It's about a girl who's trying to get home to help her family's restaurant before it goes out of business. So you're trying to like I guess like gas up your car, make sure you get there in time. You run into all kind of obstacles while you're trying to get home. So you're just your main thing is trying to get there, trying to fix your car and all that good stuff. So pretty cool stuff. This is a really cheap game, so it's like an $8 game, but
I've heard good things about it. So.
Yeah, it looks cool. This was my buddy Marquise. When we got to the show, because we invited him out to the show, he went to the Walmarts in Portland because the Walmarts have crazy deals or whatever like that. So he went to like 5 of them, and he found 3 copies for the PS4 of Evil West. And
Wow.
I said, man, can I get a copy of that from you for what you paid for? He said, sure, and he hooked me up for it. So
beautiful artwork with the bats and the orange and the sun. That's awesome.
Yeah, and
I
the
think
PS4 version seems to be harder to get to the PS5 one. So
I think that game's gonna end up on a million PS4 hidden gem.
I think so too,
down the
because the
line.
game is very it
It's
reminds me of
cool.
the PS3 era of
Yes.
games when it was straightforward action, which is nice. So
It's creative and weird and fun.
yeah, and it barely went on sale at all during its life cycle, man. I mean, it's feel like it's been out for like maybe like 3-4 years now, and still they didn't see any price drops for it. But at Walmart it was 25, so I was like, "Yep, go ahead and do that because that's the cheapest I've ever seen it." Oops.
That is the cheapest. I bought it for 40 because it was just like Red Dead. That was.
I remember we were talking about it when you did. Yeah,
I'm waiting, and like the FOMO got me after a while. I'm like, yo, I'm buying it. If it disappears, I'm gonna be mad.
Next game here, Zombie Army Trilogy.
Nice.
Those games are
So
fun.
I know a lot about this. I've played that. So this is Sniper Elite with zombies.
Okay.
And this is the trilogy. Like, if you like Zombie Elite, you mightn't like this because the enemies don't stop. But it's a really, really cool game. And it's actually quite expensive because the Sniper Elite games got popular after this came out. So this came out after 3, and then 4 and 5 sold a lot more copies than 3. So the price of this one went through the roof.
Oh,
But yeah, really, really good game. I really enjoyed this.
I need to get a new terabyte from my PS4 Pro. I need 2 terabyte internal so I can install most of these games on, because I'm at the point now where I have to erase some games, and I'm not having that. I want all my games to be accessible.
You can buy PS4s cheaper than the memory. Just go buy consoles. Buy multiple consoles, man.
Just buy another console and just
Get
put it
like
on
a
there.
bunch of 2 terabyte slims. PS4
Buy
slims.
bundles so you get a bunch of
People
games.
sell
in it
like
too.
50 to 80
I know,
bucks,
right?
dude.
Just stack them on top of each other, and boom.
Yeah.
That's
Like
what we
3
do.
or 4 PS4s just chilling, bro.
Pro stacked on top of each other look crazy already.
Joe,
I
you're gonna.
have plans for them down the line. I'm gonna like set up little things, but
I think this next one's gonna impress Joe, but we'll see. Joe, I got some vinyl here, and this is Blaster Master 0 and 02 for my vinyl collection. This is 4 discs, 4 vinyl records in here, and that game was so cool, man. It's just I had to get the soundtrack for it. My buddy Marcus, I think we did a trade. I did a little trade and paid some cash for it, but so happy he brought this to the show, man.
On here.
That's what we need to get Marcus on the show. Yeah, you're right. Marcus has to be on the show. You guys
I used to love watching you guys used to do those like reviews of 80s toys.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Perspective now.
I loved those, dude. I was like the best nostalgia content on YouTube.
Well, all 3 of us were at the show because none of us, the other guy, the third person, we were all so hey, when are we gonna bring it back? And so we're trying to bring it back. But I said until then, at least throw up like a compilation of like the greatest ones or something like that to get people interested again. But yeah, I got this from Marcus, so happy about that. I love vinyl now, but I'm very careful about what I pick up because it could get expensive, and I don't want it to mess with my gaming budget. The next vinyl
Speaking of expensive, I think we're gonna do a whole show on this, just so you know, on video game music and video game vinyl, because you know Jason Figsy.
Yeah, I seen the photo he posted.
Bro, that photo alone can be a 3-hour episode. So
dude,
crazy stuff.
Vinyl.
I had some crazy vinyl and soundtracks, but I sold most of them just because I just wasn't into it. It was part of a big bundle pickup of like old Final Fantasy soundtracks and stuff. And like some of them went for like $300-$400 a pop. Crazy.
The appreciation of vinyl is just playing all the music at once, man. So you don't just play a song and repeat. You just play the next. It just plays all together. I mean, not all together, but one after another. You listen to the whole soundtrack, which is nice. Next one here is Windjammers soundtrack.
Oh, nice.
So I got a vinyl of that one as well. It also comes with a vinyl cover to cover up your record while it's spinning. So that was kind of cool. But Windjammers is an awesome game, dude.
Fun game, man.
It really is. So have I gone? Are we still? You guys still want to see more? Or
keep it going?
Keep it going. Okay, I'm keeping it entertaining. So I saw this for cheap. They had Egg Mania there, which I think is a hidden gem. So this was $20. So it's kind of cool that I have 2 of them now. So now I can do the 2-player mode. I actually plan on doing a Game Boy 2-player game video coming up pretty soon. So this game could be on there as well. So
is that like with the link cable and everything?
Yeah, with the link cable. I'll try to capture it naturally and all that good stuff. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, Egg Mania, got it for cheap.
I remember going to school every day with my link cable trying to like trade stuff.
Here's one of the games I was looking for at the show. I got Batman and Robin. Now, don't laugh at me for picking this up. The reason I picked this up because this is the first open world Batman game. So what they were trying to do with this game was actually pretty cool, and I think it could be more appreciated now. With just what they were trying to do with this one. Even though that was a bad movie, I still can't finish Batman and Robin. Like I remember seeing Arnold Schwarzenegger come up.
Hey,
everybody
freeze!
I am Mr. Freeze.
So
I was like,
bad,
dude. I'm like, dude, man. I was like, come on. I couldn't believe it was worse than Batman Forever. Like, Batman Forever lost me when Robin took the Batmobile and drove it up the wall. I was like, dude, this is.
I watched them all as kids, but yeah, compared to like the next trilogy we got,
it was just so silly, man. But Seal kind of saved that movie with the soundtrack, "Kiss from a Rose." But yeah, just. Oh,
well, that's gonna be stuck in everyone's head for the next 3 days.
Yeah.
I like Poison Ivy.
I got Uma Thurman. She was.
Bio freaks.
Now you got me thinking about all these characters now, man. I was like, dude. Next game here is Bio Freaks, a 3D fighting game. Midway,
Nice.
of course, on the cheap. I like collecting the classics because they don't make a lot of these games anymore. And PS2, PS1, PS2, even PS3 was a lost era of creativity. The next game here is a game I talked about for a while. This is my second copy. I got it because the guy was selling it. I did a trade for it, I think, and I just picked it up. Covert Ops, Nuclear Dawn, also called Chase the Train. This is an action game played like in Resident Evil style, though. You can actually roll and stuff like that too, and it's like tank controls, but in a good way. Like you could kind of move around in better than, of course, a Resident Evil game. And it's an action-filled game. You can tell it's based off that movie Under Siege too. When on the train, so very entertaining. The intro to this game is hilarious, man. Like the stuff, the crazy action that happens in it, insane. Dare I say, it is a hidden gem on the PS1. Next game here.
What happened?
Every time something happened?
The screen got weird. There we go.
Oh, okay. There we go. I got these games just because they were on the cheap, and I have multiple copies of them. But we got Puzzle Star Sweep, also known as just Star Sweep. 2 copies of that. So another hidden gem. It is a verse puzzle game, where it plays like columns in a way, I guess you could say. But it's a verse. You're going against another player. It's really arcadey and cool, but nobody knows about it. I talked about it in me and Jason's PlayStation video when we went to talking about the buying guide for PlayStation.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's keep this going. Super Nintendo stuff. I got World Heroes 2 for a Super Nintendo. Pretty good fighting game. Pretty good port on the Super Nintendo, I thought.
Is it cheaper than the Neo Geo version?
Way cheaper. And that price I had on here was I paid 10. No, I did a trade for this one. Never mind. So I didn't even pay that. I got World Heroes Part 1, which was $5. So just more nostalgia for back when I was a kid.
I
got
still
Joe's
play that
favorite here.
King of the Monsters on the Neo Geo all the time. Pretty
Really?
Sure yeah, dude.
I need to get Part 2 of that one. That one's another one I need to get. But Joe, you'll appreciate this next game, Miss Pac-Man on Super Nintendo.
It's like that's like actually my favorite Super Nintendo game. Unironically, I play that game more than like anything else on the Super Nintendo. That version is fantastic.
And what's fantastic about it is that it plays 2-player co-op. So you can play 2-pack for people in the game, and it's pretty badass. So next one here, Saturday Night Slam Masters.
Nice. It's a fun one.
That's a fun one. Added that. I think they're going to finally port
Hagar from Final Fight in it, right?
Yep.
Hagrid or whatever his name is. I remember. Not Hagrid. That's fucking Harry Potter.
Hagrid and Hermione and Ron
in that game. That would be dope.
And guys, just in time for Christmas, I got Batman Returns. A game I loved back in the day. This is probably the best Batman game. Well, at least out of the Return series. It's a good beat 'em up. A lot of people.
That movie's a damn good movie. The Tim Burton Batman.
It was dark too, man. Like people don't know that movie got some stuff going on.
I was a little kid basically when I saw that, and I thought it was kind of disturbing, but I enjoyed it.
I got Top Gear Pocket, so I can play this. This has got the rumble feature, so you can add that battery to the cart. It's one of those weird carts where you can add the battery to it for the rumble features. So,
has that got anything to do with the TV show, or is it just called Top Gear Rumble?
I think it's just Top Gear related to the old Top Gear game for the Super Nintendo, I think, but not related to the TV show. No.
I know the TV show has been around since like the 80s or something.
This box is nice, man.
They just retired like this season. They ended the show.
It really ended 12 years ago.
The Grand Tour or something like that.
I got this for $15 too. So that was a good deal on that one.
Has it got anything besides the cartridge in it to be that size?
Yeah, I can open it up real fast. Because I haven't even...
I got that Pokemon Rumble game and it's got like the Rumble pack. That's why it's got a big box.
No, it's just for the cart itself because it's so awkward. Like that's the box for the cart. So the cart's right. Oh, sorry about the blur. Fix. This yeah, that's the only reason.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But
the Fat Boy cartridge.
yeah. No, these cartridges that have the battery on there are pretty damn cool. All right, so next game here. Game. Away Shuffle Dungeon. I picked that one up. So that's a cool one. A lot of people don't know about.
Man, you always have at least like half a dozen games. I'm like, what the fuck? I've scrolled through like every emulator list in the world, and I'm like, I don't know what that is.
I got Lunar, the Dragon Song, because the Lunar hype just happened, so I figured I might as well have all the Lunar games just in case. I want to.
Yeah, you watch it go up after the new one comes out. That's all the rave these days. Like a new game comes out, the old ones just explode.
I got a Magical Chase translated in English for the Game Boy Color, so that's kind of cool.
That's like a repro or something, I'm assuming, right?
Yeah, English repro. Don't laugh at this next one. This was offered to me because Way Forward actually did the sprites for this game. This is Barbie and the Three Musketeers.
I laughed, sorry.
Figsy trying not to, man.
Dude, I mean, Way Forward, I appreciate their art and everything, like how they do pixel. And my buddy's like, man, you got to play this game. I'm like, oh, dude. Like, I'm going to take this to Jason's channel for laughs, too, man, because Jason used to collect the Barbie games. He still does. I think he has most of them, but it'll be kind of funny as a nod, as a nod to how he supposed to games on his channel. So there's Barbie. And
the stamp of approval. He says that is a damn good game. Barbie,
really?
Just to clear it up too, he means Barbie and the Three Musketeers. He says a Metroidvania.
What else do we have here? I got this NES game called Hunted, 1986. Yeah, new retro type game, just in time for Halloween. So I'll be doing a review on that.
8-bit legit.
Oh man. Okay, I think we're almost. Oh, one more stack here.
This is why we had Reggie go last.
Yeah. Hope you guys are still entertained.
4 pickups this week. I guess the 4th episode we've done in like 8 days or something. I feel like so.
This was $30, but I did a trade for it, Joe. And this is Dead Space 2.
Oh, nice.
Edition.
That's interesting. Okay, check this out.
Yeah, this. I love that, Joe. I love how he looks, how he's blasting the enemy in space. Like it's like the recoil is like
pushing them back.
I mean, pushing them back. That's sick, dude. I love that. The plasma cutter. Oh my god, I'm so happy to see this at the show. And
now that is the only remake or whatever. I like Demon Souls, the remake of the Demon Souls.
Right.
But out of all the remakes and remasters, well, I guess that's not true. I like Resident Evil 4. I should just shut up. I guess there's a lot of remakes that I like.
There's a few.
But I really like that one.
This is the Power Collector's Edition. And it's
not as cool, bro. Not as cool.
It's got a different artdock.
I know.
But then
it's way skinnier.
It's one of those small packs. Like it's
the back is the same. The back is the same on ours, but the cover, is different. Oh, so you got a
and it like opens up like this.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah, it has that full artwork. It's completely different. I love when the regions do stuff like that. It's really cool.
Creative and everything. Oh man. So almost done here. I got Project X Zone, the Japanese version, the collector's edition.
Oh wow, it's really long.
Yeah.
That would annoy me. It wouldn't fit in the shelf.
That's kind of cool. I got Stealth for the Vita.
I've got that for PS4. It's meant to be really good.
Yeah, it's a good game. Just it gets tough, but it's fun. Also, I got Trip World, which you guys probably saw. I posted a collection picture earlier.
Yeah, nice.
Got that. And then I got Scott Pilgrim, the classic edition for PS4. So,
Nice.
yeah, it was there. So I said, you know what? Let me go ahead and why not? And my last
I don't have to
item,
wait 4 years for it.
the last item I got, guys, and this is probably the most impressive. And I'm sorry I can't turn it on right now because you have to have a controller to get this game to work. But I got a custom-made Super Smash Brothers arcade game.
Oh, what?
Arcade machine. So yeah.
What is that?
So
I see. You got to plug
it's
in.
an N64 built inside.
Oh,
and
wow.
Right
That's
here.
so cool.
Yeah, and the screen looks pretty good on it, man. But the only thing I'm missing is a controller because most N64 games won't start unless you have a controller plugged in. And I have a wireless controller that I can plug in it, but it kind of messes with the volt gauge or whatever, so it shuts it off. So I need a regular N64 controller. But this thing looks good.
Yeah, we got to get one easy, yeah.
And yeah, so you can play 4-player Smash Bros on the go because I'll show you guys a little bit of the back here.
Is it battery operated?
No, it's plugged.
Wow.
No, that's like a full N64 just wired into that thing.
Just wired
That's
in.
cool.
So got this to the show. I thought that was super cool to get. So yeah.
Are you actually able to swap the cart, or is it just stuck with Smash?
You can take the card out.
You could put something else in it and play. That's neat.
100%. And stuff. So I thought that was pretty cool. And the guy selling this was the one selling all of his Nintendo collection. He was done with the system because he had collected everything. So he was selling it all because his kids weren't into it anymore. So he didn't want to have the stuff around anymore and everything. And I understand that. So he's a friend of mine. So I was like, yeah, let me go ahead and spend some money here. And that thing.
That's a cool, it's a one of a kind, unique piece. It's custom.
Well, yeah, and anybody says I don't like Super Smash Brothers, say, hey, are you kidding me? Look at this thing. That's who would get this? Like if they're not a Smash person, because I think the game is kind of cool, but not my favorite, but it's cool. So, and that's it. That's all you get, guys. Tune in next time.
There's more.
Good.
We've got some pickups from you guys over on the Discord. We've been a while since we've shown them, so.
Now, Reggie, I thought you said you got a free copy of Hagain somehow too, didn't you? I'm just kidding. Just bringing it back to the beginning of the show like an asshole.
All right, so this is Link's pickups.
Dude, I gotta get that Indica game. It looks fucking weird, dude.
I need to get
I just gotta get it. It's weird. All three of these games are good.
What's the bottom one? I can't sell.
Devil Engine. No shmup.
Okay, nice.
Don't get the PS5 version because it's missing that one game.
You want to get the Switch version. But Indica, that looks like a weird FMV game where you play like as nuns and in like French Canada in like the 1900s or something. I don't even know. It looks like some weird ass thing, man.
All right, I like that. Moving on, Ling got some pickups. Iris Falls must be really good.
Hey, there you go. Gunvein, the limited edition. That's what I like to see. That's like the best shmup on the Switch, maybe instead of the Dodon Pachi you showed. That's probably I think that's my favorite one, to be honest with you. I love that game so much.
Moving on to LOL with Darkstalkers Chronicles, the Chaos Tower on PSP. Pretty cool.
For a second, I thought that was a Switch game, and my mind was blown. I'm like, when did that come out? That's PSP.
Speaking of Switch, Ling picked up the One Yarn Sword and Misfits Beyond the Mountains.
That looks really good.
Beautiful artwork.
That's like a massive series. I guess there's tons of games in that series. We're like finally getting them over here in the West.
Nice. Good to see. Some more pickups from Ling. We've got The Last Faith, which looks good. Karate Kid. What's this? Ugly.
I don't know. Looks like a broken glass vagina. I'm not going to lie.
No, you know what it looks like? You know those S's that people used to draw?
Yes, it does look like those. Ugly game. Switch. I've never heard of this.
Oh.
Unravel the secrets of tormented Nomos. It's a puzzle platformer.
Wait, what's this? I've never heard of Twisted Metal Head-On before.
That's the true sequel to Twisted Metal. That's what should have been Twisted Metal 3. That game is awesome.
Yeah.
Medieval Resurrection's a PSP exclusive as well. Size Matters came out on PS2. It's a really good game.
Those are all good games. Dude,
Yeah.
Medal of Honor used to be COD. Used to be the king of the military shooters back in the day.
Yeah, 100%. Like Medal of Honor over Call of Duty.
Hey,
Medal
what?
of Honor, wow.
Dude, Medal of Honor, I can't remember which game it was, but they had this amazing part where you stormed the beach during D-Day. It was fucking insane at the time.
Oh,
man.
Front Lines. That's the third game, I believe. Yeah.
Craziest thing I'd ever seen in my life up until that point. I was just like, I feel like I'm in war. I mean, if you played it now.
Yeah, I know the mission you're talking about. That was crazy.
Yeah. It was huge.
Link with some PS5 games, Astrobot and
Numata.
That looks cool.
So Numata is a new horror game, and I'm gonna pick it up just because it's a horror game, but I've read the reviews are not good.
Ooh, okay.
That's all I'm gonna say. Like
that's interesting for a horror game though. That can be a good thing for collectors.
I try not to care about reviews just because I don't agree with most people's reviews, and like other people get bothered by things that I don't care about. You know what I mean? Like they'll be like, "Oh, the frame rate drops here," and they're like, "I don't give a crap about a couple drop frames. If the game's good, the game's good. That doesn't bother me." But we'll see. I don't know. I consistently across the board, it got pretty bad reviews. So when that happens, I'm like, it's probably not that great. When like everybody hates it, I'm like, okay. Like I'm not over here like Gollum is the best game. You guys are all wrong. No, it's probably not.
We got some more Indica, but this one looks interesting. Potion.
Oh, the American version.
Includes all the DLC, which is what you want to see. I love how the DLC is like in a little potion.
It's a fun little management sim.
Oh, okay. I really want to pick that up then. I love that stuff.
Yeah, I have it. It's not bad.
Moving on, some more PSP games. We've got Afterburner, Black Falcon, and Soul Calibur, Broken Destiny.
Nice.
Kratos.
So it's funny that Afterburner game, I couldn't get that shit to work on my emulator, so I ended up buying it just to have the physical. I was like, all right, screw that. I'm making sure I have a copy that works. That Soul Calibur game's great too, obviously.
Cool.
Gravia
2 for PS2. Nice. Some more PSP games, including my favorite PSP game, which is Final Fantasy VII Crisis Core. We've got Dungeon Siege, Fawn of Agony, Wipeout Pure, and Harry Potter Years Wonderful.
I mean, Harry Potter. You gotta say it like that. Harry, no H.
Probably like 30 hours into that PSP game. Crisis Core was so good. I haven't picked up the PS4 version yet, though. I'm still waiting for a cheap copy. It's expensive.
Yeah, people were trying to like drive the price of the PS5 copy.
Yeah, that Grandia game, dude, is like the worst one to get if you have a choice.
Now, link with some more pickups. We've got Quake 1 and Quake 2, both for PS4 and the Medium.
I played the ever-living shite out of Quake 2. I've streamed like everything except for like one expansion pack. I've beaten everything.
Nice.
It's so good.
I actually like how it's got the 1 and then the 2.
Yeah. So I guess it's a Quake 4 I never played. Kind of surprised.
Oh, Sky Gunner, man. I love that game.
Wow.
There's some bangers in here. Alundra 2, Azura's Dreams, Final Fantasy Anthology, The Art of Naptism, and Way of the Samurai 1, and Skygunner. Damn. And Pocket Fighter.
Yeah, that's good shit.
Yeah.
The Way of the Samurai series is intriguing. I've never played them, but they look decent.
I tried it, and I spent half an hour trying to pick my sword up, and I couldn't work it out, and I just was getting attacked by some dude. Samurai, I was just
like, I am
standing
not the samurai.
Dying. And then we have Arc the Lad, End of Darkness, and the Final Fantasy Anthology Strategy Guides. Nice.
That Final Fantasy one looks like it's brand new.
Yeah, it looks really good. Moving on, LOL's got some more PSP games. We've got the Capcom Classics Collection. Oh, Fat Princess was originally on PSP. Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Lemmings, SOCOM, and Valhalla Knights. Let's go.
Very cool.
That Princess is really good if you haven't played it.
Loving the PSP pickups.
It's on all at once, by the way, guys. We haven't done this for months. So this is months.
Yeah, we're
and
trying to
months
catch up a little bit.
We've got some more pickups from LOL. We've got Oddworld and SpongeBob SquarePants Super Sponge on PS1. And then we've got Metal Gear Solid Portable Ops Plus and Mega Man Maverick Hunter X for the PSP.
Oh man,
The Metal Gear games are pretty collectible on PSP.
I like the what's the other one called?
Acid, yeah.
Yeah, Acid. I haven't got it on PSP, but I've got the English version on PS3 for the Legacy Collection.
There's Peace Walker.
No, Peace Walker is the one I'm thinking of. Yeah, it's Peace Walker.
Yeah.
Because Acid is exclusive to the PSP, as far as I know.
Yeah. Well, you get a Japanese PS3 release, but like exclusive English-wise, apart from being on collections and stuff. But if you haven't got the Legacy Collection at this point, like that's the one to get. We've got some pickups from Link.
Nice. Dude, I got to get that Hellboy. I really want that Hellboy game.
I still need to get Unicorn, Verloid, and Sea of Stars.
So that Hellboy game, it's like cell shaded animations. Like it looks gorgeous.
Good.
But it got like mixed reviews. But like everybody says, like if you like Hellboy, you'll like this because it's good. Like the story's good and stuff like that. So I definitely want to pick that up. It looks really cool.
Oh, this is Jack Holmes, Master of Puppets, System Shock, The Beggar.
Oh my God, the train. Wait, what is that on top right?
Jack Holmes, Master of Puppets, or something like that. It's like a FPS horror game. So it's like a first-person shooter, but it's like really spooky and creepy.
Okay.
Yeah, I grabbed that a few weeks ago.
And then finally, we've got Quake 2 again, Jurassic Park Collection, and Bill and Ted's Excellent Retro Collection. Nice.
I refuse to buy Bill and Ted's.
It's an excellent game.
Yeah, it looks good.
Is it really, Reggie?
It's not bogus.
Really? Huh?
It's not bogus.
It's not bogus.
We might hold the Discord pickups there and show some more next week because there's plenty more to show you guys.
Pretty cool.
And yeah, thanks for that. If you guys want to post your stuff or see them, I'll put a link for the Discord in the chat so you can join.
Very cool. Yeah. So next week, we'll be doing a show on Thursday, normal time. And I believe we're going to be having Retro Rob joining us. So that should be a fun episode. If you guys want to get ahead of the game, you can go check out Retro Rob's channel and watch some of his videos. It'll be on next week. Should be fun. Make sure that you go and sub to my man Figsy over here. Almost to 5,000. He's on his way. He's getting close. How close? You pretty close? Oh, I don't want to bring it up. It's like a curse. If I say you're close, you lose 10 or something. I don't know. It's fucking curse.
I don't look at the number anymore. Last time I looked, we were like 450 away or something.
All right, we're getting close. So if you like Australians and video games, there's the man for you. Reggie, he's on his way to 200,000. So you definitely got to give him a sub. Keep an eye out for his latest.
Road to a million.
What's up?
Road to a million. What do you mean 200,000?
A million, huh?
No, don't put too much stress on him. And I'm on the road to 200. Let's go. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. We do this every Thursday at 10 o'clock. And then sometimes random times throughout the week when we feel like it, here or there. So, yeah, we got a lot of cool episodes coming up. We should have a lot of spooky stuff coming up too. We got a Halloween special planned, and I got some really neat guests that I'm working on.
A lot of cool games coming out this month too, so it should be fun.
Yeah, it should be a lot of stuff. And hopefully soon we'll get the damn Switch 2 announcement, and we can have an emergency nerd.
Yeah. Well, okay, hang on. If it's getting released Christmas, the announcement should be 6 weeks before. So I'm going to say 5 weeks away from an announcement, 5 or 6 weeks. It'll be like the second week of November.
If they announce it before Christmas, like 6 weeks, that's going to screw me over because I'll be done most of my shopping and then I'll have to buy that for me and my girlfriend.
That's why they'll do it 6 weeks, because they'll be like, we'll get people, and they'll sell out. They'll be like, we've got 10 million to sell for Christmas, and 100% they'll sell out.
Figsy says your Discord link's dead. If you want to make a new,
is it?
Yeah, I mean that shit always happens with Discord, so I'll make a new link. But yeah, any last thoughts you guys would like to share before we go?
Oh, D Street's in the chat. Hello, D Street.
What up, D Street? Well. I missed them. There's a whole bunch of cool people in the chat today.
I posted a new one. That should work.
Word. All right, cool.
Just send me a message if it doesn't work, J-Dub, and work it out.
Well, yeah. Thanks again for watching, everybody. I hope you have a great rest of your
week, guys. We'll see you guys soon.
And we'll see you again soon. Take it easy.
You found the coolest place to be, the PlayStation collecting season. Come on, won't you stay with me? Welcome to the show. Gather around the boys and girls, collectors from around the world. Let's show the people what they need to know. Welcome to the show. Gonna talk to guests, only got the best. Gonna put their knowledge to the test. Gonna laugh and eat, gonna miss a treat. Gonna show you things you've never seen. Gonna sing the song to the break of dawn. Gonna rock this party all night long. So come on everybody, let me see you dance. Get yourself ready for one more chance.